This video is presented by EA Creator Network on a work-in-progress version of the game as we rebuild the UNC Tar Heels. Bill Belichick is one of the most winningest head coaches in the history of the National Football League. He has 6 Super Bowls, which is the most all-time. No other head coach has 5. Only one other head coach even has 4, with Chuck Noll. Bill Belichick is responsible for the biggest dynasty in the history of professional football. However, after things went south as Tom Brady aged and ended up moving on to Tampa Bay, Bill Belichick struggled with the Patriots and ended up not having a job with them anymore. What was his choice? Was he going to go to the Cowboys, the Falcons? There were rumors. No. He returns to head coaching in college football with the UNC Tar Heels. We're going to go ahead and try to rebuild this team and turn them into the powerhouse dynasty that the Patriots were in the NFL. So, Bill Belichick is not actually in the game. I guess the version of him, which is not him, is Hector Luna, a level 30 scheme guru from Central Florida. Or I guess that's the pipeline. And UNC has been a pretty good team. Not amazing. They're right around 8 or 9 wins. But this team does have potential. The ACC is not a particularly strong conference. It's definitely the third best, I would say. Maybe the Big 12 is close, but it clearly is SEC, Big 10, and then there's a definite drop-off to the ACC. It is kind of up for grabs. I do think Clemson's going to be quite good in real life in 2025. Miami is always someone to look at, I guess, lately, but not really a true threat, in my opinion. We'll see. Maybe that changes. But the ACC, for the most part, over the next 3-4 years, seems to be really up for grabs. It's quite a peculiar decision for Belichick to go try and build up a college football program because that takes a little bit of time to do. Yes, you can have players buy in and say, hey, I'm maybe the best football coach of all time. Come play for me and do it a professional way at the college level. But I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. I feel like motivations of kids have changed nowadays. It's going to be really important to recruit here. We're going to play into our pipelines. Of course, Bill Belichick lately has been pretty good with younger people, so I think this could actually work to our advantage. That could have been maybe the motivation to go to college. Kind of get more of that perspective and apply it to his personal life. I don't know. Ooh, the Gooch? Dion Rochelle. I can tell this is our next Tom Brady. I can feel it. The similarities are obvious. Ooh, there is a big-time pipeline guy, though. Cole Below Ballag. I don't know, it looks kind of Irish, but for some reason I don't feel like it is. We do know Belichick is a defensive guy, though. So I think I do want to try and really build up the defense to be something incredible. Obviously, there were some really good defenses in New England, but I like to think of Bill Belichick as the defensive coordinator of the Giants, working with those great linebackers, even like the edge rush linebackers, Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, Gary Reasons, Harry Carson. The linebacking core was spectacular on some of those Giants teams. Ooh, a gem here. 95 speed, 93 acceleration. I like what I'm seeing from DeMarcus Candidate. And I will say this UNC team is pretty interesting. Andrew Simpson, I believe, just transferred from Boise State. We have not the Marcus Allen we probably like, but there are some decently high-rated players here, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Max Johnson, of course, is here from Texas A&M. Gio Lopez very likely will be our starter, but there's a chance we may be able to develop Tyler Chambers, Bryce Baker, DeAndrew Clark. These guys are kind of about the same overall, but it's like, how are we going to use these guys? That's going to be the question. The star dev for Bryce Baker is intriguing, but Gio Lopez is a redshirt freshman, already an 83 overall, already with a multifaceted skill set, can kind of do everything a little bit. This should be our guy. He was a pretty good portal get from South Alabama. It's interesting because he's a lefty, which kind of makes things a little bit weird. But you know what? If you remember back to the Patriots, Bill Belichick kind of always preferred to go a little bit different from the grain. Get a lefty punter because the ball spins differently. Now, that might actually work against us with a quarterback, but I don't know. There's no connection there. I just want to shout out Zoltan Mesko, maybe. That's it. But we have our quarterback. We have a pretty good sophomore running back in Davion Gauss. And the receiving core could absolutely use some work. That's for sure. I think tight end actually looks okay, but you don't know exactly what this team's going to look like because in College Football 26, I think you're going to be dealing with a lot of transfers. We definitely need to upgrade the offensive line long term. A lot of these guys are older and not developed enough at this point. So there's a lot of work to do. The defense could absolutely use a lot of work. Could definitely look to pick up a defensive tackle at some point. I overall think we just need to completely overhaul the defense pretty much everywhere. So we got a lot of work to do. Let's start. And we're already locked out on a number of players. That's okay. It's going to be an uphill battle. And I like that. Give us a little bit of a challenge here. Hunter S. Thompson. We could bring him on in. That would be quite a locker room dynamic. Jose Yeast. Affecting opposing offenses. That'll be interesting. So we're going to be taking on TCU week 1 at home. We actually have a slight overall advantage, but I am ready to see what this team is capable of. Can we defeat the Horned Frogs? Rain is coming down here. It's the season opener and the home opener. You can see Bill Belichick there getting ready to take the field. Looks just like him. Of course, EA did not secure the rights to Bill Belichick, which is probably because Bill Belichick did not want to give up his rights to be in the game. So, we get whatever the name of my coach is. But it doesn't matter. We know who it is, and we know what we're about to do to TCU. Hopefully win. I think that's potentially in the cards for us. Gonna kick things off with a 3rd down and 5. Gio Lopez has taken his team into the red zone. We need to capitalize. Slant, open, maybe threw it a touch late, and that is not going to be caught over the middle. Instead, we're going to have to settle for a field goal try. But as you guys know, I may not be able to play offense or defense, but my special teams is always immaculate. I can punt with the best of them. I can kick. I'm ice cold in the clutch. 3-0. That's got to be a user pick. Easy reads. Green eggs and ham. Easy reads. Read it all the way. Brought the safety down. Took away the cross. That is a big turnover here at the end of the first half. And we still may be in position to get points in these final 48 seconds. Let's take another look. Why not? Gavin Gibson. The safety coming over the middle. Reading it the whole way. Jumping in front. Play action. Okay, I thought that was actually going to be a wheel. We're going to hit Johnson, but not really a big gain. Oh, he was in the flat. Okay. Big 3rd down and 2. We're going to run the same play to the opposite side. There goes Johnson. He's got a step. We need a good throw. Catch is made by Johnson. Oh, that's huge. Big power from Gauss. Or Gauze. I don't know this guy. I will tell you, I can't pass in this game, but I can run. Give me a block. We're going to have to slide. The receiver did not seal that off. Otherwise, it's a Gio Lopez touchdown. Tight end in motion. Inside 10 seconds. Touchdown, Davion Gauss. We take the lead inside 10 seconds. That was just systematic. Designed. Good drive. Completely designed. Had he been stopped, we may have been in trouble. But he wasn't stopped. He wasn't. So we'll take it. 4 seconds to play. We should definitely get back. Lobbed up to the outside. That's nearly caught off the tip, but incomplete. We're 1-0. And we're into the top 5 on a couple of different players now. This is where I'm considering slowing down on the recruitment of Dion Rochelle. I feel like we've got our quarterback already on the roster. It doesn't really make sense to allocate this many points towards a 4-star QB that may not even end up playing very much. So I'm backing off, and we're going to instead use those points elsewhere. It's time to start selling. Ooh, Thaddeus Dixon, ACC Defensive Player of the Week, had an interception against Charlotte. Gotta love that. We are 2-0 and should be 3-0 following a defeat of FCS East. Defeat of victory over, you get the idea. I could see UCF being a challenge for us. We are 3-0, but it's been a cupcake schedule so far. I'm just making sure that we're upgrading our commitments or our recruiting to try and secure these commitments, upgrading and updating our pitches. And now that Troy Madden, top 10 edge rusher, has put us into his top 5, it's time to start hard selling. We also may need to get some visits going pretty soon as well. The Clemson week would be the best week to do that for results. But that's a really tough team to beat. That's the problem. You really have to weigh that. And this is where we might actually have to start saying goodbye to some of the players we've been recruiting because they all seem to have week 6 visits. We unfortunately have bye weeks, week 5 and week 7. I did not change the schedule because this is what UNC is playing in real life. So I didn't feel, right about changing it. However, for our recruiting weeks, it's really bad, especially when all of these recruits have been scheduled on week 6 visits elsewhere. If you want to win recruitments, get commitments, you need to schedule visits. If you don't, it's going to be a really big challenge. I think DeMarcus Candidate looks awesome, like an incredible player. I also don't think we have a chance to get him. So this stings, but I've got to take him off the board. Need those hours elsewhere. Ooh, we do go 4-0. If you want to recruit well, you need to win games. And so far, we've been doing that. 4-0. Not truly any incredible competition, but we actually didn't beat TCU very much, as you remember. We did not beat Charlotte by very much, honestly, considering that they're Charlotte. And we definitely did not beat UCF by very much. Okay, this is the big one. 2 4-0 teams clash. Week 6, it's the Clemson Tigers. This is a tough one. And I've made it even tougher because I have scheduled visits here. And one of them may, in fact, be huge, as Maryland has overtaken us for 5-star linebacker Dexter Huma. If you look... Who, May? No, if you look at visits scheduled here, I have quite a few week 6. It's 5-star edge rusher Troy Madden, 5-star safety Isaiah Gels, Clyde Tyrese week 7, 5-star corner Hakeem Capers is this week, and 5-star linebacker Dexter Huma is this week. Now, typically, I wouldn't really schedule players for a bye week, week 7, but I feel like I was able to get some complimentary visits going, and I just think the timing was right to try and get these guys to commit. I scheduled week 7 visits to try and get complimentaries, so that's a bit of a strategy that I have going on. We're going to see how that plays out, but plain and simple, we need to beat Clemson if we're going to bring in these top recruits. It's going to be very, very tough, but this is our chance. We need to beat the Tigers. Clemson's a 91. Hopefully we don't get blown out. This is not going to be good. It is home field advantage. It's college football. I guess you never know. Dude, I'm playing a lot of this game. I'm tryharding. We need this win. Stadium's going crazy. We need a Cade Klubnik interception. Come on, Cade. Do me a favor. He's going to take off. What is his speed? Oh, God. Miss it wide left. There's a big kick. Wide left. Wide left. Get over there. Let's go. 0 points. Oh, there we go. It's a huge play. One of our longest runs of the season, Davion Gauss. We're going to have to take off here. This could be huge. Gio Lopez not sliding. Touchdown. We take the lead. A really good, slow, clock-chewing drive. Well, all right. Good vibes. I don't know. Gio Lopez taking off, using some of that athleticism, and giving us the lead over Clemson. And we've relinquished it right away. It's ballsy, but I think you need to be in a spot like this. Against a top team like this, we're going speed option. We're trying to move the chains that way. There's the pitch. Oh, we lost a lot of yards. It came out too late. I hit RB instead of LB. Clemson with a touchdown. Oh, that's a huge run from Lopez. Gio Lopez down to the 1. All right, 4th and goal. We have not been able to move the ball against this defensive line. There's the pitch, and that's what should have happened earlier. We'll tie the game at 14. That's huge. I just feel like the score should be different right now. I mean, we essentially need a first down here. There's just nowhere to go, man. All right, we are in overtime. If you don't know overtime rules, each team's going to get a chance from the 25. If we score a touchdown, they need to score a touchdown. If we score 3, touchdown wins the game. It's basically how that works. We got to take off here. Nearly sacked. This Clemson defensive line is no joke. It's a really big problem to play against. They've got these special abilities activating all the time. Under pressure again, we're going to try to throw that ball. Not accurately enough. Minimum here, we need 3. But we really need 7. We've held them, you know, to, oh no. We've held them to only 14 points, but what a disastrous overtime so far. We've got some wind. Should be able to hit this kick. And that kick is going to be good. If Clemson scores a touchdown, we're going to get beat here. RPO, we got to get there. Make the tackle! Clemson is probably going to play for the tie. Left hash. We're going to ice him. Does that work? I don't know. Make him think about it a little bit more. Here's the kick. Up and good. Clemson has tied it. Same deal. Now we are playing for 2. If we score a touchdown, you absolutely need to go for 2. It's not an option. You need to go for 2. Because we started with the ball in OT, we now get to start on defense, which is the advantage, because you know what you need. Klubnik taking off, nearly sacked. That would have been big. But this could very easily, essentially, lose us the game. They're going to run the ball. We are right there, stonewalled. 4th and 1. Clemson's going to play it conservatively and look to take 3. Not going to block the kick. Clemson up by 3. Touchdown wins the game. Let's go. Good run to start. Oh, that's a beautiful start to double OT. We've made it to the 1-yard line. Okay, their abilities are going crazy. We're going to try to QB sneak on them. I think it's our best chance. Gio Lopez has fumbled the ball. It's on the goal line. Clemson recovers. There's no way he fumbles there, dude. That is, I think, my new most devastating loss of all time. But it doesn't seem to matter to some players. 5-star safety Isaiah Gels has committed to the Tar Heels. We also land 5-star corner Hakeem Capers. Very nice. We lose out on a receiver. We stopped recruiting him. I didn't think we were going to be heavily in the mix. I didn't think we were going to have a chance. Let's see how some of those visits went. So obviously well enough to get the commitment. So we don't really lose much for losing because they're a higher tier opponent. It was a close game. We get the bonus for the family visit. We get the bonus for the complimentary visits. Troy Madden had a bonus of 4 overall. My face cam is covering that, but that's mostly pretty good. But it's still going to be tough to beat out Notre Dame and maybe even Michigan. Tyree is on campus this week. He's got a complimentary with Marcus Freeman. Like to see that. Huma is right there. I mean, surely this is going to unlock a recruiting battle. We are neck and neck versus Maryland. I don't know that we're going to be able to win that. It's unfortunate. We are in a recruiting battle for Marcus Freeman. He is on campus this week, though. That might be enough to push it over the line. We'll take another commitment from 5-star edge Clyde Tyree. 4-star will linebacker, weak side linebacker Marcus Freeman. 4-star cornerback J.R. Lacombo. Recruiting is going really, really well right now, but not perfect. Eric Carrera picks Virginia Tech. He's going to be a Hokie. Can't get everybody. Another commit, 4-star receiver Gerald Adai, maybe son of Joseph. Troy Madden picks Notre Dame. Okay. That's kind of sad. We recruited him the entire time. I thought it went actually pretty well, but Notre Dame has jumped us. We also lose Dexter Huma to Maryland and Khalil Macklin to the Tigers. I did also find a 5-star edge rusher, number 1 overall, number 1 in the state of Alabama out of Mobile, number 3 overall player that wasn't really being heavily recruited. It's really, I guess, everyone thinking he's going to Alabama, and Alabama's not even heavily recruiting him. I'm jumping in the mix. Rivalry game versus Virginia. This would be a nice one to win. We've dropped to 4-2. I don't want to be 4-3 as we do land a 4-star center Wayne Yazzie from Virginia. And maybe that means we won in the state of Virginia or versus a big rivalry. Nope, we're 4-3. I would say recruiting's going really well so far. We do have some 5-stars still uncommitted. David Childs is the big one. 5-star wide receiver. Physical route runner from Colorado. Number 2 in the nation. Number 1 receiver. He is a primetime player. I would totally agree. You look at the scouting. He's pretty good overall. Obviously good size at 6'5", 201. But he's a good route runner with great overall catching. We've got to have him. Kansas State, Texas Tech, our biggest rivals, I guess, in this recruitment. But hopefully that shouldn't stand in the way too much. Oh, we got beat 49-3 by Virginia, by the way, and David Childs was in attendance for that. That honestly couldn't have gone worse. 4-star running back Leo Carew joins the class, as does 3-star guard Deron West. Again, recruiting is going really well. Texas Tech, I think, just got a big visit. And we're 5-4. We're really just not doing that well in simulation after a 4-0 start. Our championship contender has dropped, and that may lead to Isaiah Gels decommitting. Same with Hakeem Capers. That would be disastrous. Oh, no. We are 1 win away from being bowl eligible, though. We should be able to beat Wake. We got off to a 4-0 start. Since then, it's all downhill. We've been locked out of some other players, unfortunately. We do have the ACC Defensive Player of the Week. 3 interceptions against Wake. We do improve to 6-4, although it may not be looking very good against 9-1 Duke, ranked top 15 overall. That's not great. Ugh. We do beat Duke, though. Okay. The victory bell is coming home with the Tar Heels. All right. Well, that was actually a little bit unexpected. Even though our team is good, like, Duke shouldn't be a threat, you know, but they were simulating quite well. And we can't get a visit for Emmett Lehan. I think we could win out over Alabama. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I don't think it's impossible. NC State 4-7. They were really, really good in simulation last year. Looks like that is not the case in College Football 26, as we do lose out on a couple of players we were really recruiting, trying to upgrade our interior offensive line, and not doing a good enough job. But we do go 8-4. We beat NC State. Love to see that. 8-4 is an okay record. Where are we with Lehan? Not exactly where I want to be. Bama's tough, but if we can just hold out and not have him commit to Alabama, if it lasts to the offseason, we might have a chance. So close on David Childs. Recruiting battle against Texas Tech. I can't really do anything. It's just try to stay in the race. 3-star guard Sean Vaughn joins the class, but we lose a guard in the process. And that is the big one. 5-star receiver, top 2 player in the entire class, David Childs, has joined the UNC Tar Heels. That is a huge one. We may not get the 5-star edge. He might be headed to Alabama. That's a likelihood. I'm okay with that. I expect that as Jeremiah Smith wins the Heisman. What a year. 117 catches in a college regular season schedule. 1,660 yards, 18 touchdowns. Okay. We're playing in the LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk. What is this? Early National Signing Day is here. Our class is exceptional. Our class is awesome. And it could have been better, obviously. But if you look at top classes overall, we're not top 10, but we are top 20. With 4 5-stars. 5 4-stars and 2 3-stars. We've signed the most 5-stars of anybody. Yeah, the 4-stars are kind of lagging behind, but I think we did a pretty good job overall. And there are still some guys out there. Emmett Lehan might be picking Alabama. I think that's a likelihood. That's okay. I'm still going to try and recruit him. But then the rest on the board, it's just a lot of 3-stars, and I'm pretty cool with that. I don't think we're going to get everybody, but we're in a pretty good position overall. I think if you can get some big-time program-changing 5-stars and then supplement that with a couple of 4-stars and a bunch of 3-stars, you're probably going to be doing okay. Freddie Kitchens, that's right. What an interesting offensive coordinator. Remember him as the interim head coach of the Browns? And then Steve Belichick is here. So we do have a Belichick in the game. The son who was out, of course, Washington. He was the Washington Huskies DC, right? That's a fun one, right? New England Pipeline. That's fun. But we'll see if we can beat San Diego State. That's not exactly high on my priority list, right? We're just trying to move into the next season with some reinforcements. We're probably going to try and play some of these 5-stars early, provided that they're good enough, and they probably will be. As we win the LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk, and we head to the offseason, essentially. But I think we're actually pacing really well for the 5-star. Because he has not committed to Alabama, which means we're going to get a chance at him. And that's all we needed was a chance. Doesn't mean we're going to somehow pull off a crazy one in the offseason and steal him away from the Crimson Tide. But it is a possibility, which is all I was looking for. The national championship is Georgia against Oregon. We obviously were not in CFP consideration. Daniel Harris having a pretty good performance. Harris. That crack. Yeah. Still going through puberty all these years later. And Oregon defeats themselves, maybe. They got crushed by Georgia. I always find that as such a funny question. Did you win this game, or did they lose it? Or vice versa. It's like, what are you, idiot? Anyway, 3-star running back Dylan Albrecht ends up committing to us as well over essentially nobody. UAB may be in the mix. And now we have to worry about players leaving. This is a lot. A junior corner, Caleb Cost, is our highest rated corner, and the persuasion chance is not high. He has not been persuaded. I'd like to keep everybody. Nobody's going to want to come back. Like, if you're a freshman, we got to keep Adrian Wilson. We're not gonna. We got to keep DeAndre Robinson. We're not gonna. Was he committed to Texas at one point? He may have been. Coleman Bryson has decided to stay. Smart decision, young man. But we're mostly just going to get cooked here. Eric Daniels can transfer. I don't really care about him. We have some big-time edge rushers coming in. But, yeah, this didn't really go all that well. We lost a lot of top players, including Thaddeus Dixon, Marcus Allen, and our highest-rated remaining corner just transferred out. But we can still finish with the top class. With the transfer portal, there are going to be some good players available. We've got to hit it hard. We've got to take advantage of the available players in the portal. And we could be in a playoff position next year. Over 1,000 hours. We have the number 16 class. And my number one priority right now, of course, getting some 3 stars would be nice, but it's Emmett Lehan. And we might be able to do it. I'm scheduling that visit ASAP. We've got a legit chance. Alabama, I think, would be the heavy favorite in this recruitment, but we do have a chance. So we're going to see if we can take advantage of that chance, that opportunity, and steal a big-time 5-star. Who's in the portal that's good? Keldrick Falk, the Texas boys. Why are they always in here so far? Ahmad Hardy would be a pretty big upgrade at running back. We would take that. Also, I did see Alonzo Barnett from James Madison. Remember him quite well from our James Madison series. I'm not really interested in that. He may be an upgrade, but we already have a quarterback. I mean, I'll take a look. I mean, getting these 4 stars would really make the class look a lot better. Dante Dowdell's a pretty good player. AJ Turner's a pretty good player. We might do something there. We do land the 3-star center Larry Honeycutt. You're not going to see a 5-star edge popping up here. But did he pick Alabama? No. Okay, so that recruitment's still up in the air for Emmett Lehan. We do land 4-star running back Ahmad Hardy, a lot of 3 stars, 4-star tight end Dorian Fleming. We're killing the transfer portal so far. We add in 4-star safety Tamarcus Cooley. How about a 4-star corner Bo Masco? We are crushing the portal. Didn't get everybody, but we've done very well. Alabama just pulled their scholarship. They just stopped recruiting him. It's us versus Ole Miss at this point for Emmett Lehan. Moment of truth. We land 4-star corner Judge Collier. Tells me probably bad news about the 5-star edge. But the 4 stars, the 3 stars are rolling on through. There's Alonzo Barnett, actually, which makes quarterback a little bit more interesting here. And we'll see if by some chance there's a 2-star transfer defensive tackle. I just thought we needed more depth at the position, to be honest. And Lehan picks Ole Miss. That would have been a really, really nice get in the class. Just didn't quite happen for us. But National Signing Day should tell us that we have one of the best classes in the nation. I can't believe he picked Ole Miss. We still land the number 1 class in the nation. 4 5 stars, 13 4 stars, really just killing the portal. 14 3 stars, a 2-star. We had a huge class, but we also had a lot of talent in it. The most 4 stars of any team. We were in the top like 20 for 3 stars or 4 stars. We'll take it. National Signing Day is here. We can see the dev traits for our entire class, and it went pretty well for us. I would say Isaiah Gels is a star. Clyde Tyree's a star, despite not having any physical abilities, unfortunately. Hakeem Capers has elite, and those were pretty much the big ones outside of the portal grabs. Lehan had impact, of course, who ended up choosing Ole Miss. But overall, this was a really nice class for us. I've already done the position changes. Ahmad Hardy is a 92. Andrew Simpson's going to end up getting a nice little upgrade in the offseason. Dorian Fleming is an 89. Alonzo Barnett's an 88. We brought in a lot of really, really good players that can help us win in 2026. So I think this team is going to be in position to compete for a national championship within the next couple of years. Clyde Tyree is a 79 overall as a freshman. But we've got to make some tough decisions about whether or not to redshirt these guys. If they care truly about playing time, I really don't want these players to transfer. So that's going to be something to keep in mind. It doesn't seem like it may be a huge factor because I'm looking at the deal breakers here. Conference prestige for Clyde Tyree. Hakeem Capers is championship contender. I'm just kind of looking at the 5 stars here. I moved the free safety over to strong safety, Isaiah Gels. He likes championship contender. So as long as we win, I don't think these guys are really going to care too much. But it is playing time for David Childs. He's absolutely going to start as a true freshman. And I think he's going to be good enough to anyways. So it's kind of where we are on that. At quarterback, Gio Lopez might end up transferring. But maybe we just grab another quarterback in the portal after Alonzo Barnett graduates. It's a big upgrade at QB, but still, it might end up being a quarterback battle. I don't think it's Alonzo Barnett's job for sure. Gio Lopez for sure could win that job. But our decision has been made slightly harder because Gio Lopez has upgraded his dev trait. He goes from normal to star. Mims has upgraded his as well. That's actually going to be big for us because we're pretty weak at defensive tackle. But is it going to be Barnett? Is it going to be Lopez? That is the tough question. Well, I'm looking at the ratings. It's going to be tough not to play a 90 overall quarterback. Ahmad Hardy goes up to a 95. +5 for Jaheim Singletary. Can we sort by the biggest increase? No. But some big upgrades overall. +6 for Jordan Shipp. I'm still going to start the true freshman. He's going to be lower overall, though, but he's definitely good. So he's going to get some snaps. I don't know if he's going to start, actually, but he's going to have to play at least a little bit. The team is looking much better. 83 overall now. Corner's looking great. I am, like, truly afraid to redshirt some of my best players, but the team is definitely improved. I'd like Gio Lopez to not transfer, but of course, because he's a quarterback and he's not playing, he's really going to end up considering that, like really, truly considering it. So we'll see what happens there. You can see the players most at risk of transferring right now for any number of reasons. It's a lot of players. It really is. Like, the portal is going to be super important in college football 26. You're going to need to use it. This year, we are going to, well, we got a lot locked in here already, but we're going to actually make our schedule something where it benefits us. I'm not playing Notre Dame in week 7. I'm not doing that. Something I like that they've done is they've really spaced out the overalls more this year. This was a big piece of feedback for me where it didn't feel like the top teams were truly top teams. Yeah, Louisiana Tech at a 59 is kind of brutal, but there needs to be a gap between the top players and the top teams in the country and the worst teams. So I think this is way better. Going to be starting our 5-star freshman Clyde Tyree off the edge. I think we're going to have Easton Messer play in the slot. I just think that's more of his play style, but we are going to have the 5-star freshman receiver be our wide receiver 4 off the rip. I would like to get Hakeem Capers out there. He's got elite dev trait. I want him playing. I'm going to put him in as CB3 for now, but not in the slot. So he'll get on the field, but maybe not tremendously consistently. And of course, I hope Childs has a pretty nice year as a true freshman. He was an 80. Maybe he starts right away, but a 78. I just need to see him get a little bit better. I want to run the ball a lot. Ahmad Hardy looks like a monster. Look at all those platinum ability, star dev, only a junior, 95 overall. We might not even get to have him next year. This is probably somebody that declares for the draft with a big season. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, one of the Bakhtiari brothers, I guess. Daniel. Cool. I'm excited to hopefully bring in a really good class this year. We brought in the number 1 class a year ago, but back-to-back top 5s would be awesome, but really set the foundation of the next few years this year. You know, I'm not sure that we hit offensive tackle hard enough in the last one. We have Malik Gilliam, big 4-star, George Rutagunda, 5-star out of Arizona, so I'm excited to see if we can bring in some big-time offensive linemen to help us out. That's going to be a bit of a focal point for me. Got to get bigger and better up front. We have made it to week 1. Recruiting, of course, remains a big focus. I like where the team is. I think Ahmad Hardy is going to carry us. I just am worried about him potentially declaring for the NFL draft, but he is only a junior, so he could be back for another season, and he's fantastic. We're transitioning to more of a veer and shoot style offense, so I think he's going to play a pretty big role. And so will, of course, Alonzo Barnett. 90 speed, 94 acceleration, can throw a little bit as well. 99 throw on the run. It feels like an absolutely perfect fit. Can we take down the mighty Duke 2 years in a row? Duke is a menace so far. The fact that we're like 10-2 or whatever is out of control. But I think recruiting is going to go great for us. Sione Ha looks free. Doesn't look like he's really being recruited at all. So if we can't get him, take his last name, and that's going to be a joke. I'm on fire right now. We are up to number 12 in the country. This is the highest we've been ranked so far. And of course, we are going to beat FCS Southeast. Oh, I haven't even shown you guys FCS West. Looks a lot like the Trenton State Titans. I suggest that if you guys were interested in that series at all, my team builder from last year, check that out in the game. Schedule them on your Dynasty run. They're not going to be as good as they were last year. So, good luck. You should probably beat them easily. We do have a bunch of players ready for visits, and I do think I'm going to schedule on the bye week. I've got basically an entire offensive line coming in next week. It is a bye week. I typically wouldn't recommend bringing in guys on the bye week, but these recruitments are getting late early. Reuben Higgins is about to go to Miami. He may be at Miami next week. I don't know if he outright commits or what, but I'm still going to try to stay in the commitment or in the recruitment race. Got him on campus. I have some complimentary visits. It may be enough to steal that away. And if it doesn't, it's still going to help out Joel Thrash and Malik Gilliam. We're trying to get these big 4-star offensive linemen to help us out. We should be beating UConn. They are 1-2. They should not be standing in the way. We're going to get some hours back from scheduling the visits. And also, if that guy commits to Miami, we'll get hours back that way. And unfortunately, he does. So the visit is not going to help him out, obviously. He's already made his decision. Although maybe they could do something in the future where if you have a player scheduled for a visit, they don't just like cancel it. They go, and maybe you can sway them if you already had it locked in or something. I don't know. It's an idea. I don't know if it's a good one. It's an idea. We get some hours back, and Thrash will be on campus. Penn State's making quite the push, but we are going to get complimentary visits. We're going to get a nice bonus for the championship contender team meeting. Motivation. We'll probably pass Tennessee and Clemson on Malik Gilliam. And I think we're pacing really well for the rest of the 5 stars. Illinois is making a bit of a push for Sione Ha. And I don't really like that. So I'm just going to put 50 on him. I'd also like to schedule some of these guys. I think week 7 is going to be a week. Well, it's for sure going to be a week. But Johnny Mechie, get him on campus. And then try to get some players that will fit with the receiver. So I think that would be a quarterback. Kentrell Trueblood. Get him week 7. And I thought about Miami, and Miami would make a lot of sense, but I just don't know that we're going to for sure beat that team. I know they're 2-2, the same tier opponent. They might end up, if they lose again, be a lower tier opponent with a way higher overall than Colorado, so I think I'd rather just wait. I'll get Randy Callaway on a visit against Miami. They are 2-2. They're not simulating that well, and that recruitment's coming to an end anyway. Might just be the move. If you like these single episode rebuilds but feel like you can't buy into the players enough because you're not seeing them enough, I do stream single season rebuilds, and I make it a series. It'll be uploaded on YouTube after, but I stream those live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bengal. We play the moments in every single game. You get to really feel like the players are more real, see their career, see the team grow over time, rather than the single episode rebuilds that feature, obviously, a lot of simulating. I think maybe bye week visits are going to be much nicer. I stupidly took the guy who committed elsewhere to Miami off our board, so we didn't get an extra complimentary visit. That was stupid. I just kind of zoned out. I think we're going to get him to commit anyway, but that was silly. Don't do that, because even if they're still scheduled to make that visit, if you take them off their board or off your board, they won't visit anymore, so don't do that. I honestly think we're out on Malik Gilliam already. I don't think our playing style is good enough. I'd rather just have the hours, and that'll enable us to get a better, maybe, offensive lineman in the mix, and that is... Where is he? Julius Rugamba. Get him in on that week 7, and obviously it's going to matter a lot that we actually end up beating Colorado, but that'll be big, and now I can put points on Ryan Paul. Wonder what his controversies are. We can only imagine. But we are in a prime position to land him. Miami's 3-2. They're top 25. We do have home field advantage. I'm not jumping in. I'm just going to hope that things go well for us. Well, we do land a 5-star Mike linebacker, Randy Calloway from Potomac, Maryland, and that's not all. A 4-star center, Joel Thrash, also from Maryland. We've been locked out on a number of other players, but I don't think anyone we were actually going after, and Gilliam did lock us out as well. I think we were probably not going to win that one anyway, so it made sense to bite the bullet, as we are 4-0, and we're going to be playing Duke again. It was a big game last year. We are top 5 in the country. Check out the schedule here, as we just crushed Miami, and we're scoring so many points. I'm telling you, the veer and shoot offensive playbook is the way to go, and switching over to Duke's defensive playbook, I think, has made a lot of difference already. Duke is just a team that you can tell instantly simulates really, really well. So that matters a lot in Dynasty and in franchise. You've got to pick teams that with playbooks that simulate well. And if your team doesn't have that playbook by default, you got to change it. Because you can build up a great team, but they just won't win because of the playbook. You've got to have a good playbook. I wish it wasn't as important as it is in simulation. I get that would matter a lot in real life, but in the game, it seems like a coin flip each year who's going to have a good playbook that actually enables you to win games in simulation. I don't really like that. On the road may be tougher. We beat Duke at home last year. I'm not sure we're going to have the same success. They're below an 80 overall. They should not be good, but we know at this point, I'm telling you, Duke is going to simulate quite well. So that's just something to be aware of, and they do beat us. We dropped to 4-1. Duke is just that team this year. Big game for CJ Mims. It didn't matter. Well, we definitely need to beat Colorado. They're 4-1. They've had a pretty good year, but remember, their overall is not that high, so it could just be a cupcake schedule up to this point. This should be a game we win, and it leads to the commitment of 4-star quarterback Kentrell Trueblood out of Dallas, Georgia. Not Dallas, Texas, but Dallas, Georgia. That's not a place I knew existed. I know Paris, Texas, and Paris, Tennessee, and, all these different places as we dropped to 4-2 after a loss. No. We crushed Miami and then can't beat Duke or Colorado. Colorado's a joke. How would we lose to Colorado? Pitt 6-0. Louisville's good in sim now. We're getting into tough shape a little bit. All right, 4-star running back Jamal Rawlings has committed, as has 4-star running back Ryan Paul. So we're getting a lot of backs in the mix. We do lose Max Meeks to Georgia, even after a good visit. Looks like we won 5-2, holding on to our spot in the top 25, but barely. And something tells me we're probably not going to beat this Clemson Tiger team. It's getting really close for Johnny Mechie. Losing to Colorado was devastating for recruiting. Johnny Mechie, I think, would be committed by now. He might end up at Texas because it's week 9 right now. If he's a good visit at Texas, he's probably going to end up there. Or maybe not probably. We're really close. But these are now officially up in the air. And we're not going to get Darren Bartow on a visit. Kind of missed the boat on that one. So we are in a bit of a tough spot, to be honest. We did pass Bama for Finau Tuitele. That could be huge. I mean, recruiting does look like it's going really well overall, but as with everything, could be better. 4-star tight end Sherrard Hitchcock has committed, as has 5-star right tackle Julius Rugamba. That's big, but with good news comes bad news. We've been locked out on some others. Ooh, we did actually win, though. That is nice. CFP rankings and bowl projections are out. 42-21 over Clemson. But we can't beat Syracuse or Colorado, or we beat Syracuse. Can't beat Colorado at home. Duke is now number 1, by the way. Duke is going to be a menace in College Football 26. Be warned. Yep, Texas has passed us for Johnny Mechie. That one is not looking great. Alabama's passed us for Finau Tuitele. We had a good run, I guess, but he's probably going to Bama unless they start to lose a lot of games, which maybe they would. They play in a tough conference. That's a possibility. Pitt is actually maybe going to be a challenge for us. We are both 6-2. This is fighting for placement in the ACC. We want to be playing in that ACC championship game. We were not last year. We do land another commitment. It's 5-star speedster receiver Cornell Folk from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, over the Sooners. We lose Mechie to the Horns and ETN to the Bulldogs. So that obviously sucks a little bit, but we did land a 5-star receiver. We are 7-2, and Louisville, as I said, it will be another one of those teams like Duke that's going to simulate well. That is annoying. I need Texas. I can't believe I'm saying this. I need them to not do well. I mean, you can see the background, but damn, please lose. We are good. Like, Mechie could flip. Is Texas winning? I'm sure they are. Though I will say they didn't simulate very well last year. Oh, this is playing for an ACC championship, essentially. Look at all the 2-loss teams in the ACC right now. This is a tough conference. Duke and Louisville are undefeated in the conference. We have 1 loss. And Louisville is actually higher rated than we are. Okay. How's the SEC looking? Well, that guy's going to Texas. Okay, well, we're now number 1 for Tuatele. I don't know what happened to Alabama. Alabama was in the mix, right? Alabama's gone now. It's a recruiting battle. Okay, interesting. This will be a big one against Louisville. We have visitors in attendance. I really, really would like to win this game. I think it would be the difference in between an ACC championship and not. We do land 5-star weak side linebacker Sione Ha from Lakeland, Florida. And that is it for right now. A couple others have locked us out. We're 7-3, meaning we did not beat Louisville. Virginia is also 7-3. And we've also probably all but guaranteed that we are not going to be playing in the ACC championship game. Because, I mean, Louisville and Duke, they would need to, lose out, or one of them at least, and then do we get in over Virginia Tech or SMU? I'm not really sure what the tiebreakers are for the ACC, but it's not great. Now, our team isn't great yet. We're good. We are totally good, not great. I got Bartow in on a week 13. I'm like, if this recruitment somehow lasts that long, I'm going to want the visit, and it looks like it may end up being a good decision. We are right there for Tuatele. That'd be another nice 5-star to land. I mean, our class is great so far. We have 4 5-stars. Georgia has 7. Okay. We have 5 4-stars. That's great, too. And we're going to end up supplementing this with 3 stars. So we are in a really good position overall. May not be getting Olawale, but we are mostly doing really well. You just can't land everybody. We're just not going to be able to get everybody. Well, the visit ends up not mattering because Darren Bartow has committed out of Farrell, Pennsylvania. We do lose Keon Ingram, who was a player I wasn't recruiting, and then he wasn't being recruited all of a sudden. So I'm like, all right, let's jump back in. And then Oklahoma jumped back in, I guess, or it could have been USC that was ahead for the first time as we've won a rivalry game. So Architect is unlocked, I suppose. We moved to 8-3. NC State stinks now. This is a big rivalry game, of course. And Architect is a really nice coaching ability to have because, or coaching whatever, overall ability, because there are good abilities within the overarching Architect ability, if you want to say that. The chance to increase a random skill cap when leveling up, I think, is the big one. And chance to increase best skill cap when winning a conference or national title. And winning a conference championship is doable. Like, pretty doable once you become, a solid team. You're probably going to do close to that every year, especially if you are in a conference like the Big 12 or the American or something like that. So that would be really nice to get, especially on a quarterback, right? But right now I don't have the coaching skill points, so we're going to hold off for now. Another commitment, 4-star running back Kyron Willis. We've got a lot of running backs in this class. There is 5-star Kiari Lamea, though, from Oakley, California. That was one I was not entirely expecting as we lose David Olawale to A&M. but we do land the 5-star offensive lineman. So that's a trade-off I'm willing to accept. We're 9-3. Are we potentially in college football playoff range? Looking at top classes here, we have the 4th best with 6 5-stars, 6 4-stars, and we will be getting 3 stars in the not-so-distant future. I don't know how this changes. I mean, like, we've been locked here for a minute with Tuatele. Make a decision. What do we do? I can't... Ooh, now is your chance to really sell them. Is it? I can't do anything. What can I do? I don't know. The CFP bracket would have us playing USC if things stay as they are. We would be the 11 seed, so just sneaking in. But it looks like we've got a pretty good chance to make it. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. Also, at Conference Championship Week, I may consider firing my coordinators. Just to get a different mix in there, 4-star receiver Gerald Lockridge has committed, as has 4-star Mike linebacker Josh Brams. Things are looking good. I mean, it's going to be a guaranteed top 5 class again. And this is Conference Championship Week. This is the time where we make a decision potentially on our coordinator. So Freddie Kitchens is in here. He's got talent developer, which that is an interesting ability. He's got some good things in here. Freshman and sophomore quarterbacks progress faster. Is that good enough to keep? Where is he with recruiter? He's okay. Now, how cold-blooded would it be to fire Steve Belichick? Here's why I'm not going to. Is because if we sign another top 5 recruiting class, these guys should get elite recruiter or the ability at least to unlock it. So I'm going to say we're going to hold on to those guys, keep our coach stability together. And, I mean, I think we're guaranteed to bring in a top 5 class. So just got to do everything we can and not screw that up, and we're going to be fine. Wow, Jaden Ball wins the Heisman. He's a good running back. Had a decent freshman year last year for the Gators. Had nearly 1,500 yards, average 5 per carry, playing in the SEC. Maybe had a lot of touchdowns. And we are in the college football playoff. Here's the problem. We're playing the Oregon Ducks. It's not a great draw. A very, very good team. Early National Signing Day is here, and I'm assuming we are still in great standing. Top 5 right now. We're guaranteed top 5. We signed 6 5-stars, 8 4-stars, and that's only with 14 total. So that's going to end up being a lot higher, which is going to increase our overall grade. Yeah, we may be locked out from some of these random 3-stars I added down here for depth. So easy to get receivers and quarterbacks. Like, we don't necessarily need to bring in 100 receivers, right? But we got to beef up in the trenches. I didn't really do that as much as I wanted to in this class. Just the recruitments didn't all go the way I wanted, obviously. So we had 2 5-star linebackers. That's great. And 2 5-star receivers. That's great. We need edge. We need defensive tackle. And those positions, at least in real life, are particularly tough to find in the portal. So I don't know. We're in kind of a tough spot there. There just weren't players that fit. And if you check out the roster and the way players are being developed, I have it on auto progress. Ahmad Hardy's a 96. Jaheim Singletary's up to a 90. That's fantastic. Let's look at some of the freshmen real quick, because they should be playing at least a little bit. Childs is sticking around a 78 for right now. Probably just not playing a whole lot. Skill caps, for the most part, look amazing. So he could end up being an absolute superstar. But he's got a little bit of a ways to go. And I don't really think this is a player I can get on the field much more right now. 4 catches, 93 yards. Just not really producing a ton because he's not really getting a ton of opportunities to produce. If you look at our top edge rusher, Clyde Tyree, he is a starter for us. He's got star development, and his skill caps are actually not very good. I don't know just how much better he can really get. He can get better, but I don't think he's got, like, even 90s potential. We'll see if, things change, but it's a little bit disappointing. And then I think the other big one is at corner. The freshman Akeem Capers is playing up to an 82. He, of course, has elite dev, which is rare this year, I would say. Man coverage and zone coverage, completely uncapped. Quickness can even go up. I mean, he's an incredible player. And what are his numbers looking like? Because he's our third corner, but he's not really playing much in the slot. 9 tackles, no picks. But again, he's just not quite ready to go just yet. He'll be playing a lot more next season. But season 2, we're already in the college football playoff. We've got a chance to beat Oregon, although it probably won't happen. Their overall is actually a little bit lower than what I expected it to be. It's at an 87, I want to say, I just saw. So, not a 90, not a 91. And the snow is coming down here in Eugene. Okay, well, not something I expected, but it's the first round of the playoffs, which means that Oregon gets home field advantage. We don't exactly have the Madden 26 weather with the snow, but I will say the snow looks better than it did last year, I think, right? That is maybe only the intro, I don't know. But I think this does look pretty good. Yeah, this looks way better. I mean, you can see the snow coming down. Oh, this is going to be a real challenge. Or will it? We've got Ahmad Hardy. Oh, this is actually awesome. This makes me want to pick my Wyoming for my first stream Dynasty. My first long series like Nevada last year. This snow looks really good. I think it will look even better in Madden 26. We've got Ahmad Hardy. We've got to use him. Trying to bounce around. I actually wanted to go to the tight end there, but he was still engaged with the block. I mean, he's a star player for us. Fleming could be a big impact player. And I don't know where to go with the football. I can't see the receiver icons. The snow's going crazy. I am so excited for this game to be out for real and to start streaming for you guys and start to get these series going. It's going to be awesome. But we are stopped by Bear Alexander. Is he at Oregon now? Oh, everybody's gassed. Give me QB blast on 4th and 1. Alonzo Barnett, you've got this. Oh, the blocks are great, and nobody's up the middle. Alonzo Barnett with a huge gain on 4th and 1. Gets way more than that. Goes for more than 30 to put us just shy of the red zone. QB blast is going to be a very good play this year. We had decent enough blocks, but couldn't make a ton happen. We've got to be aware that Alonzo Barnett just can't take all these big hits. We had that goal line fumble, not with Barnett, but with Gio a year ago. I'm still worried about that with the QB sneak, so you've got to be super careful about, running with your quarterback. Keldrick Falk's at Oregon now in the game. That is not a real-life thing. He might be in the NFL at this time in real life. This is a heck of an opening drive, though, for us. This is a tone setter. There's Ahmad Hardy, the outside. Touchdown. In the snow, in the white uniforms, the Ducks can't see us. We go into Oregon, and we set the tone with a drive of basically bully ball. Say we're not going to pass very much. The snow's coming down. You can't stop our running game. Ahmad Hardy is a mid to high 90s back. I really hope he's back for his senior year, because that may be a national championship year under Bill Belichick. And look at our defense. With 3rd and 8, maybe a run is not the best idea here, but we don't actually have a ton of options. Except, we could call a timeout. I'm actually going to. And give me QB blast. I don't think they're going to be ready for it on 3rd and 8. And as long as we don't get stopped for a loss, we may be able to put up 3. We can line it up. I think that's overall a good play. They want us to go for it on 4th down. I don't think that's the right move. It's a 45-yard field goal on the road. There is some significant wind. It is snowing. But as I said earlier, I'm ice cold in the clutch. I am the best kicker and punter on YouTube. It used to be punting, but my kicking game has evolved so much because I'm forced to settle for field goals all the time. Check this out. Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. And that's max power. That's like 10 yards short. Okay, maybe put the notepad away. Damn it. But we're back on offense. Defense comes up clutch. The win played a more significant role than what I was ready for. I'd be the first to admit it. Oh, there's Ahmad Hardy. Look at the burst from Hardy. Dude, I did everything perfect on that kick, too. It's just we didn't have a chance. Barnett, broken sack. Throwing. Oh, my goodness. Cross-body, off-balanced. And still making an incredible throw. Off-balance. I mean, that's a tough throw to make, but Barnett made it look easy. And is going to get sacked here. That's okay, though. I didn't want to risk an interception at this point of the game. Clock's ticking down. We're probably just playing for 3 here, but maybe a play-action touchdown will do us some good, but not going to happen. Aiden Breland got there, and this is going to be a tough kick on the road. On the road, from the hash, you've really got to get the kick arc arrow way over. Way over. This may not even be far enough. Let's see. Look what dude, look how far I had to do it on the road, and it still was not that far to the left. Big field goal, though. Big kick, and Oregon scores a touchdown. Finally, with a defensive moment. Not that I actually love to be out here. It's going to be tough to get a stop. Going to be tough to contain the quarterback. Dante Moore, former 5-star. He goes over the middle, and that's not going to be caught. 4th and 8, Oregon surely with no choice but to punt here. And we are going to look to ice this game in the snow. 3rd and 1. Why do I feel like Ahmad Hardy's about to rip one? Maybe because he was. Nice gain. Dude, Ahmad Hardy's so good. We don't need anything fancy here. As long as we can kill clock and score a touchdown, that is absolutely perfect. Best case scenario is not getting in on 2nd down, but I would gladly get in if we can. Yeah, I think we're just going to take the points. Ahmad Hardy walks in. 2:43 to play in Eugene. The Ducks are on the verge of a playoff elimination at home to UNC, and they've scored an instant touchdown. 2:02 to play. They have 3 timeouts. We have a 3-point lead, and they get another timeout with the 2-minute timeout. Oh, Ahmad Hardy, please cut to the right. Oh, this is not good. Yep. That's really bad. Oregon still with all 3 timeouts. It's a terrible situation. We've got no choice but to punt. 1:37 to play. Oregon just needs 3. And they may get more than that. The comeback logic is on. Just like in college football 25 with simulation at the end of games, you just give up instant bombs. It's going to happen again. And I wonder if it's because the CPU gets more aggressive in that spot. I wonder if you turned up your aggressiveness in coach settings, if your offense was going to be more potent. It's an interesting theory. I might try it. I might turn up the aggressiveness slightly. 3rd and 8, this is a huge play. We just couldn't take everything away. That's the problem. Something was going to be open there. And we just don't have the speed. We do not have the speed to catch up to him. How is that possible? That's going to be a touchdown. Yeah, we knew he was going to catch that completely upside down. Oregon takes the lead with 43 seconds to play. And it's Mazio Bennett. He was somebody we had at JMU in my series last year. We have 39 seconds to go all the way down the field and score a touchdown. Ahmad Hardy really doesn't seem to be able to hear the adjustment. Ball's up in the air. We don't have time. You know, I actually think that running the ball might be our best friend. I know that seems crazy. We have 3 timeouts. The field is going to be spaced. I think it's going to be too tough to throw. Timeout. And a dance with the one that brought you, and that is Ahmad Hardy. We're keeping the ball on the ground. There's the pitch. It's recovered by Oregon. What an unbelievable job to take away both there. Yeah. I mean, he took away the running back at first. We got past him, and then he switched. And then maybe we would have been able to run by him, but I tried to get it to Barnett, or from Barnett to Hardy. And that is going to end up being the ball game. Oregon gets the win. Unimaginable comeback. All our defense really had to do was not allow an instant touchdown, and that's exactly what they did. Awful. 21 in the second half to lose is what we allowed. But Ahmad Hardy is the new UNC single-season rushing touchdown record holder, and probably yards as well, but maybe not. I'm trying to think of some great UNC running backs all time. I feel like I can't think of any from a long time ago. Like, the main ones are the recent ones. Marion Hampton, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Gio Bernard. And I guess if we're saying Gio Bernard's recent, we're getting a little bit crazy, but recent enough. All right, the all-time record holder for yards in a season, Amos Lawrence from 77 to 80. Marion Hampton's 4, Michael Carter's 5, Gio Bernard is 12, Javonte Williams is 15. Touchdowns is Leon Johnson. What about single season? It's 1970's Don McCauley with 1,720 yards. Hampton is second and third, but it's Don McCauley in 1970's number 1. And you know what? I think I forgot that I didn't need to Google it. If we just check UNC here, I'm sure it's going to be there. We can see the actual leader. Now, we can't see a list or anything like that, but we can see the leader, and we'll get the information. Yeah, career rushing yards, Amos Lawrence. Here you go. Season, I'd have to go back to North Carolina. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Just for the point, we're going to see what we already know, I guess, but Don last name, already forgot. Don McCauley. Ahmad Hardy is there for rushing touchdowns, though. Lawrence Taylor, of course, with sacks. It's not really a huge surprise. Although you thought maybe Julius Peppers would be in the conversation. And, of course, Mitch Trubisky for passing yards. It's an unbreakable record. Players leaving is going to be really sad to see. Ahmad Hardy is gone. No persuasion chance he's going round 1. Dorian Fleming at tight end, leaving due to playing time. You were the starting tight end. Dude, he has not been persuaded. Well, you were the starter, so that shouldn't be happening. Isaiah Gels is transferring due to playing time. You were a starter. Why would you be transferring? You know what? I did forget to change the depth chart. So the freshman actually was not a starter. That's on me. And I don't think that changing it now, because it's done based on snap counts, I don't think that would change anything. Even though I would start him for sure. Hopefully we just get the roll of the dice. Not been persuaded. That one's on me a little bit. Ooh, Javion Butts, looking good. So, my starting tight end is transferring. Apparently, he's looking behind him, worried about Jake Johnson, a redshirt senior, overtaking him on the depth chart. And Shamar Easter is transferring out. So, tight end has now become a glaring position of need. Dude, the portal is mostly killing me. We did get a low one to stay. I don't even care about the quarterback, so I'm not going to waste it, but okay, Manny Sullivan, maybe keeping him is good. But the tight end's leaving is brutal. That one makes no sense. The rest actually is not that bad, but some of those are pretty frustrating. We do land another commitment, 3-star center Edward Buechele. Shout out Shane, maybe his brother. Spitting image, to be honest. All right, we're going to have to hit the portal really, really hard. Getting Lamea is nice. He might end up being a starter right away. Like, this class is awesome. It's number 4 right now. It's going to be top 5. It's probably going to be number 1. We will need to hit this in a huge way. Micah Hudson. Shocked to see him in the portal. Can't even believe that. Patrick Mahomes. Julian Sayan's in there. Eli Bowen. Another guy Texas went after. Brandon Baker's in the portal, as is Khalil Lockett. I hate to see it. But AK Deer. I'll have an AK Deer, that's what I say in Counter-Strike, which I stream on my Twitch sometimes, twitch.tv/Bengal. I don't actually know who this is, but I am looking for an upgrade at running back, and we maybe have just found them. No more Ahmad Hardy. We've got to find a different answer. We got to find a solution, and I need tight end. Jason Johnson. If you play well enough, I think they might. A lot of running backs here. Brandon High, Buster Hyman, Owen Ray. Man, I could use some other positions. Safety works. Maybe even a quarterback. Although, you'll notice that Gio has decided to stay. He did not enter his name in the portal. So, with Alonzo Barnett graduating, Gio Lopez will be the starter again. So, it'll be okay. We also need edge. And now we probably even need safety. I mean, these guys are okay. Like, they're good enough to play now, but long term. Losing the 5-star freshman's not that bad. He was slow, but I still would like him on the team. We need, yeah, the trenches. O-line looks not amazing, to say the least. We need tight end. I think receiver looks pretty good. Running back is going to look better. And I could bring in a QB for competition. So we're going to be okay. Dude, my pro potential cannot be an F right now. I'm going to have a running back drafted. I guess it goes for the future, but I've got nobody in line to be drafted? Surely not. Tree Babalade? Wow. I like that name. 4-star receiver Rico Moma has joined the class. We do lose Josh Flowers to Alabama. Don't think really had a big chance there. And I think quarterback's going to be okay with Gio at QB. Long history of successful Gios at UNC, obviously, and he's just going to be another one. Deontay Whitehead, brother of Danny Whitehead, of course. I know what you're thinking. Oh, what about Tahir Whitehead? I don't remember who that is. Sorry. Let me lock in that top 5 class. Come on. We have another commit. It's 3-star right tackle Alan Session. That's not going to move the needle. A lot of 3 stars. We don't get PJ Klutz or AK Deer. He picks Auburn. There is another running back in the mix, so that's not exactly the end of the world. I think we're still in an okay spot, even though losing AK Deer is not really the best. I think we're still going to be okay because we do have Gideon Davidson, who is just probably going to end up joining the class. Coach stability, playing style. Should be able to figure out which that one is. And it might just be the 3 in a row. Is that one that pops up? Nope, it's going to be that one probably. So, Gideon Davidson, I mean, transfer freshman. Kind of like that. Jason Johnson, I think, could end up in the class. That's like not a guarantee at all, though. But overall, it's going to be another top 5 class. No matter what. But we certainly did not win every recruitment. That's for sure. But it's going to be still probably number 1. Maybe number 2. At worst, number 2. We're going to be able to unlock Elite Recruiter if we want to go that direction. But heading into year 3, I think we're in perfect position to compete for a national championship, really. Maybe a year away, but we're going to be competitive. There's Gideon Davidson. Ooh, there's Tree Babalade. I wasn't sure that he was actually going to end up in the class at all. But, yeah, things are looking pretty good. We got about 1 million 3-stars to cycle through. And how about a 5-star? Finau Tuitele from Louisiana and Chasen Johnson. All jump in the class. Colin Gill to help out the secondary as well. Josiah Edmond to help out the secondary. Holy cow. Transfer portal, again, coming up clutch. We've definitely solidified this team. This is going to be the #1 class. Quarterback and running back are both not going to be as good as they were last year, though. That's the only concern. Oh, it's not #1. It's #2. All right. A lot more 4 stars. I had 25 4 stars. Ooh, a lot of star dev in here. A lot of star dev. Anyone with elite, though? Amaya, the 5-star offensive lineman, unfortunately only had normal. Ryan Paul with elite. Oh, my goodness. Kentrell Trueblood with elite. He's a pure running quarterback, but he's got good throw power. We've just got to be able to develop him. He's got gold field general. That's the QB of the future. For sure. Elite for Darren Bartow, by the way. Corner looks so good for us. It's just a shame. Yeah, we are nowhere close to as good as we were last year. Trueblood is a 75 overall, though, with elite dev. We think we might be on par with where we were last year, which doesn't seem that great, because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Although Rico Moma at 6'2", 214, I actually think I might throw you at tight end. I think that's probably the best move. We got a lot of really good freshmen ready to go at linebacker, though. That's really encouraging. Josh Brams has a lot of abilities. Well, mental abilities. Has no physical abilities, right? Yeah, of course not. That'd be crazy to have any. We're going to put him, off the edge. 6'2", 222 is not crazy, but I think he's going to play Sam. That gives us a little bit more depth there. And then cornerback, Bartow's a 78 with elite dev. Capers is going to end up being a star for us. I'm really excited to see how development goes. We've got a lot at safety. A lot. We added Colin Gill. But I'm just trying to get more talent, every single year. I think if you can get an upgrade in the portal, it's worth it. If you don't have like a superstar freshman that's getting blocked or sophomore, you should just do it. I think instead of unlocking Elite Recruiter, which I don't even have regular Recruiter unlocked, I think we're going to wait on that. And we're going to go QBs get an off-season training boost. I think that's going to be the biggest thing right now. And unfortunately, we can't get up to wide receivers get an off-season training boost, or anything else. But I think that's the most worthwhile. Quarterback's the most important position. We don't really have the points to spend right now. So I think that's the best way to go about it. We are heading into year #3 with a lot of momentum, in my opinion. Our team's going to be as good as ever. Due to playing time, Childs wants to transfer. But no, you're going to get on the field. You will be a starting wide receiver for us. Malcolm Ziegler, +9. Hakeem Capers, +9. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Hakeem, look at cornerback, dude. Hakeem Capers gets +7 to man, +6 to change of direction, +2 to speed. That's 98 speed, 96 excel, 96 agility, 99 change of direction. Press is pretty good. Catching's amazing. Bumping around. This guy's a ball hawk. He is a freak. Okay, we just got a huge boost. I mean, Jaden Patterson's a 90. Some of these guys are playing up, but I mean, how are we even going to get all these guys on the field? Gio Lopez didn't get upgraded a ton, but I imagine it's because he's capped out mostly. And that's a little bit true. And he didn't play last year, so that is probably a factor. Gideon Davidson does look pretty good, though. So this team, top to bottom, is actually way better than it was last year, but we're missing some of that top-end talent. And David Childs, as I mentioned, will be a starter. We're going to play him. I mean, he's going to at least be wide receiver 3 over Isaiah Johnson. Yeah, kind of all I can guarantee at the moment. I mean, I didn't think Jordan Shipp would get a +8 to a 92, but David Childs got a +7 to an 85. Kevin Corsack got a +15 to an 80. Why do I sound angry about it? I don't know. I'm just excited. This is what I do. Clyde Tyree looks awesome. Yeah, dude, this team is ready to go out and get it. That's the review. This is our schedule for 2027, and a lot of it is not editable in any way. So week 12 at Duke could be a visit week, and we have 8, 7, and 6, all good visit weeks. Like, that's kind of the sweet spot. I'd say week like 5 to 9 is when those can really matter. And like the other ones can be important too, but for the 5 stars you're going to want to close out quickly, this is the range, 6, 7, 8. And I would say that we should beat everybody up to at least Wake Forest. If we're not undefeated by ACC play, I'd be genuinely surprised. But I've been surprised before. This is going to be the team. I want to go ahead and edit some things in the depth chart to show you. Obviously, we do not want our superstar receiver of the future to transfer out. That would be devastating. But running back, quarterback, obviously set in stone. But Childs is moving on up. We do not want him to transfer under any circumstance. I actually think what we could have done is considered a move to tight end for him. That may have been wise, but it was not something I did. I still think he's going to fit best as a receiver, but, you know, maybe even Nathan Leacock at 6'3", 220 could have moved to tight end, but he's got 97 speed and probably can't block very well. And we weren't able to bring in a really good tight end in the transfer portal, so Rico Moma as not even a redshirt freshman, as a true freshman, will be starting at tight end. The offensive line, I wish, was better. Babalade is going to be a nice upgrade for this season. Wayne Yazzie is in a really good position to go. Kiri Lamea is going to have to start as a true freshman. And at right tackle, I'm honestly probably going to go with the freshman over Miles McVay. And that, of course, is Julius Rugamba. I think that's kind of an easy decision. They are the same overall, and Rugamba is significantly younger. So I think that's just the right move for the future. Not going to risk a playtime transfer or anything like that. Clyde Tyree is getting better. I'm worried he's going to cap out pretty soon, though. But, you know, overall, I think the team's in a good spot. But you can see, you know, I'm actually legitimately worried about some of these guys not playing enough and transferring out. So I might play a 73 overall freshman over a 75 overall redshirt junior. I think that's probably the best move for the team. I think it's just smart, right? I don't want to risk these guys transferring out. Get the freshmen involved early. And you can see actually that Sione Ha is an 84 overall, or playing up to it, as a true freshman. That is pretty incredible. See, Callaway is an 82 overall. Like, I mean, we've just got a really good bunch of players for the future. Super excited about the potential. And I do probably want to get the freshman involved at corner. He's such a high overall, Darren Bartow, and I just don't want to risk him transferring out. He's significantly lower rated than the rest. Maybe I'll try redshirting him. I don't know. I don't want to risk him leaving, but at the same time, he's significantly lower rated than anybody else, so it might just be the smart decision. But the team looks great, especially on defense. He's the lowest rated corner on our team. We've got to redshirt him. Well, I would say playing David Child seems to be a good decision. He just broke the UNC single game receiving touchdowns record. Well, from the wide receiver 3 spot, he is producing. Okay. Had 9 catches for 238 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's pretty good. He was cooking against the Boilermakers, that's for sure. He was so hot, he was boiling himself. That didn't sound as good as I wanted it to. It was way better in my head. Because boiling is hot, and he was on fire. And the Boilermakers, you get what it is, but it doesn't work. We're top 10, though. That's working. What a game. What a game from Childs. Do I need to move him up? He might be unbelievable. How do you just have a game like that? He might be unbelievable. I think I've decided he is the best receiver of all time 1 week, 2 weeks into the season. You know, I'm going through here and I'm going after a lot of 5 stars, but I'm looking at the players I'm going after. I don't know where all my hours are going. It seems crazy. I guess I have 50 on a lot, to be fair, but I don't have any room to take hours off of anybody. I'm probably going to lose out on Nick Tolson, so I should probably give up there. But man, I just don't really have any wiggle room. I guess I could take some points off of Brian Boyd, but it's a 5-star that I don't really want to lose. But I really want Tyrell Ogle. And I think we are in the mix for him, but I can't really guarantee that I'll get him. I'm going to try a visit, but I'm going to need to throw 50 points on him if we want to have a chance. So it's a really tough spot. And what I probably have to do is give up on the quarterback. He's staying in state. He's going to Ohio State. I'm just going to try to make sure he has no protection. We are undefeated, by the way, heading into week 5 against Wake. They're 3-1. It's a road game. I don't know that this is a guaranteed win. We do get a commitment, though. Mitchell Mare, center from Radford, Virginia. That's good to get some points back. We do lose Mike Tolson. That's not his name. I don't care. He's not coming to us. All right, screw it. He's headed to Georgia. We also lose out on a receiver that we were not committing. We did get a 4-star center, though, so, you got to take the wins with the losses. 5-0. We do beat Wake. Top 10 in the country still. And the timing may just work out for J.D. Etheridge. I could also see us being a week too late. It is week 6. But Ohio State's in prime position. And now USC wants to get in the mix on Brian Boyd. Well, thankfully we have points now, but USC is going to be tough to contend with one-on-one. They are. I'm trying to still go after Javier Smith here. I'm probably screwing myself over on a number of other recruitments in order to do it and still lose. But Javier Smith looks really, really good. And that's just a player I would love to have in the program. He's got platinum balanced, but he's got, from what I can see, really, really good attributes. Don't know about the speed. He's 6'6", 202. Maybe I throw him at tight end or something. And now that I see that there are 200-pound tight ends out of high school in this game, and you can add weight in the offseason over time, it makes me consider that more as an option. If, a receiver can run block, maybe I try him out there, or lighter tight ends, it's a possibility, but got to beat Virginia Tech. This should be kind of an easy one. We do have a number of recruits in attendance for this game, so a blowout win would be really nice. But a win would just be really nice. Tyrell Ogle picks Ohio State. Didn't really end up being particularly close. We are undefeated, but we also had Alan Merrill, a 5-star tackle, pick the Trojans. Tyler Charles to Oregon. We were not going after him. And then the defensive tackle we gave up on a long time ago picks rival Duke in state. But Florida State's 1-4. Okay, that's realistic. No, it is. It's not sarcastic. It is. They stink now. We just lost so many players, though. That's the unfortunate part. I'm going to leave Ogle here in case the play style changes for Ohio State. It could. Yeah, Javier Smith picked Oregon. These are the type of things that happen when you spread yourself too thin, or you don't know when to give up. That's 50 extra points and a visit, I believe, which was 40. Supposed to be for this week. Wasted on Javier Smith. He doesn't go to a recruiting battle. He just outright picks Oregon. J.D. Etheridge, the defensive tackle, picks Ohio State. Penn State was even over us as well. Like, we got all the way there. The decision was just made for him to go elsewhere. And defensive tackle was so easy to recruit last year as we were 7-0. So difficult so far for me to recruit this year. There just aren't that many good defensive tackles available. And, maybe like the 4 stars is where I should be looking a little bit more. But man, the 5 stars, there's like one a year. And that's not necessarily the case in real life at defensive tackle, as I'm trying to figure out the best time to get Brian Boyd in on a visit. I think week 12 is so far away. We just don't have another home game for a long time. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is week 8. I thought it was more like week 6 or week 7 somehow. I don't know. I feel like Dante Cave should end up making the right decision. That's another 5-star linebacker. A lot of those. Kowalski, I can't believe he didn't end up picking us. I guess we narrowly beat FSU. Boyd is close. Do I just get him in on the bye week? I think I'm going to, and I'll try to get some complimentary visits. That's probably our best bet. 5-star Sam linebacker Adrian Kowalski. We love Kowalski. Strong side linebacker commits to UNC. Dante Cave joins him. And Kowalski is a penguin of Madagascar who joins Dante in the cave. There's something there. I don't know. Kiki Craycraft from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Brother of River Craycraft, obviously. Another linebacker. We are quickly becoming LBU as 5-star tight end Danny Foster picks Clemson, going into South instead of North Carolina, because he's not a student of the Civil War. The North beat the South. Although the history buffs among you may know that, yeah, North Carolina was actually in the South in the Civil War. I know I'm a treasure trove of information. Prince Matabike and Rodney Mixon, close-ish to making decisions. Losing Danny Foster is frustrating. I could see him flipping his commitment, though, because we are undefeated as far as I know. 2 interceptions for strong safety Jaden Patterson. We are undefeated, surely. David Childs, another huge game, 6 for 171 and 2 touchdowns. 8-0, number 5 in the nation. And if Clemson's not going to compete in the ACC championship, they may not have a good championship contender grade. So the rest of our season is Georgia Tech on the road, bye week. Stanford, Duke's going to be a tough one. They're incredible, I'm telling you. And then NC State should be free. So we really, no disrespect to Georgia Tech or Stanford, we really have one loss potentially on the season, and it's versus Duke. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. But a ton of hours freed up. And again, we are the new LBU. That's 3 5-star outside linebackers. We're potentially going to bring in a 5-star inside linebacker. He still has not entered his top 5 yet. We have so many hours available. And this is actually probably a little bit too late. But if I check out the available players without offers, you know what? There's a top 200 player. Another edge rusher. We don't really need more linebackers and edge rushers, though. Like, there's another edge. Could look at a quarterback. Definitely need to look at tight end. And all these edge rushers are pure power or power rushers. We're not really finding very many, like, speed rushers. I've noticed that a lot now. It just doesn't really seem to happen. Well, David Childs has set the UNC single-season receiving touchdowns record. Is this guy just an animal? All of a sudden, player of the week had 15 for 215 and 2 touchdowns. Veer and shoot is unbelievable. And David Childs is not a child. That is a grown-ass man dominating the ACC. David Childs. He's an 86 overall now. He's got 99 agility at 6'5". Dude, you got to start upgrading yourself, David, because you are unbelievable. He's almost got enough to upgrade hands. There we go. 5-star edge Rodney Mixon from Staten Island is coming to UNC. Devin Strong, who I just added to the board, is locking us out. We are going to lose a couple players to the portal. Really, just 2 guys in the secondary that I think are worthwhile there as we improve to 9-0. But other than that, I think we're going to be okay. And I'm still waiting on some of these guys to potentially change their minds and flip. I would like Ohio State to be really awful. Doesn't really seem like it's going to happen. But this recruiting class, I mean, same deal with, as Darling's got no chance. Same deal with Foster, who's committed to Clemson. We've got a lot of hours. I think we're using them in a really good way. I know that we need to upgrade off the edge, and some of these guys could potentially even slide inside to play D-tackle. Like Cam Titus at 270. I can sell that as a college defensive tackle, right? So that's a possibility. At 221 pounds, I can't. Like, this guy's got to be a pure edge. But these guys could be pretty good. I mean, they're top 300 players. We could absolutely use help off the edge. And I just wish there was more at D-tackle. Kind of the annoying thing right now. We need somebody really good in the portal. Otherwise, we're going to be in a tough spot. Oh, insta-commit for Marquise Madu. If you didn't know, if you're in the number 1 spot, you've got a chance to just get an insta-commit when you offer a scholarship. So, that just happened. And that is a reason you could wait to offer scholarships or even take players off your board and then re-add them and then offer them a scholarship if you're in the number 1 spot. Some might consider that cheese. Some might consider that smart. It depends what you want to do. I don't personally do that, but hey, maybe I should. I'm trying to win some of these recruitments over Oregon and stuff like that. You know, got to use every single thing I can to my advantage, right? Duke 7-3. It's a home game. Surely they're not going to be the ones that end our undefeated season. Surely. But you never know. Brian Boyd, the 5-star edge, does end up committing out of Duncan, South Carolina. 4-star right tackle Joey Fajardo. 4-star strong safety Caleb Humphreys. The class, once again, is looking spectacular. And we are 10-1. We lose to Duke. Hey, I'll tell you what. We just found an edge rusher here. He is pure power. So I don't know how interested that makes me. But it's a 5-star edge that has not been totally recruited. I don't know if he had offers and they stopped. He seems like he's in a weird spot. But we might be able to get into the mix. 4-star guard Floyd Coates has committed. As has 4-star edge Cam Titus. We were just talking about. We do lose Mike linebacker Tobias Babineau. That's a little bit annoying. The only thing that makes me not so annoyed about it is we have a lot at linebacker already, as we are getting ready to play in our first ACC championship against number 4 ranked Miami. So no Clemson. So I don't know if that does anything for us in recruiting. I'm sure it probably doesn't. I'm sure Clemson's still good enough. I'm sure their championship contender grade is still good enough, even though they're not actually playing for a conference championship. I'm not sure that that's going to be enough to flip anybody that was previously committed. They still have A+ championship contender. They're 10-2. So, yeah, they have higher championship contender, the same championship contender grade that we have, and we're actually playing in a conference championship at 11-1. So, the odds of getting a flip on the Clemson tight end commit, unlikely. Miami actually went undefeated, 12-0, but this is our first time playing them the entire season. So, they haven't gone through the Tar Heels. That's the thing. So, we have that to our advantage. They haven't seen us, although, to be fair, we also haven't seen them. 93 kick power seems like a lot. We're to the stage where I'm, starting to consider, okay, what type of special teamers can we add? Okay, competing for our first ACC championship, we have the same rated defense. Their offense is a little bit better than ours is, meaning their overall team is a little bit better than ours is. So, this may not be a walk in the park trying to defeat the undefeated Hurricanes that if we do manage to beat them, and maybe even if we don't, we may be seeing in the college football playoff this very season. Oh, where did you come from? Okay, jump scare. Is that Mario Cristobal? Must have been out in the sun a little bit too long. All right, I mean, the quarterback-running back combo has changed a lot since where we were a season ago. And it's just not as good. We're back to the lefty. He lacks top-tier speed. And on top of that, oh, that's covered extremely well. It's intercepted. Man, those routes are just not getting open. I'm trying to throw it with timing and anticipation. And it's just, it's the out routes, it's the corners. Maybe it's the receivers I have on the team. I feel like I'm timing it up. And man, we are not getting the separation. Maybe the ball's coming out a touch early, if anything. They were also just all over that. I got to throw the dig here. But I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at the streak in the corner. Ugh. Not a good start. But we can get the ball back. We've got a great defense. It's 3rd and 4. This is where we've got to make a play. That's pressure. And down goes the quarterback. That's how you dial it up. That's Tyree, by the way. Former top recruit getting to the quarterback. And I think forcing the Hurricanes out of field goal range. All right, I'm having trouble. Do we just need to throw the ball to Childs? We're gonna get sacked almost certainly. This edge is fast as hell. Oh, but he's not fast enough. Look at Gio go. Lopez scrambles for it. Oh, good block. Look at Childs setting that up. Could have been a touchdown for Gideon Davidson, but unfortunately not. Oh, that's a big-time high point. Good ball. Rico Moma makes the catch, the freshman. I mean, they have bracket coverage on the outside. We're going to take advantage of that by stepping straight up the middle. Gio Lopez inside Miami territory and inside their own red zone. I'm not going to throw it. Here's the slant. Touchdown, Johnson. Huge. A lot of misdirection there. So much so that even I was confused. That's got to be picked, and it is. Edmond jumps it, and this could be a house call. Well, anything could be anything. I thought there was a lot more space. It's a big interception nonetheless from the big-time transfer, and that should do it. That should make us ACC champions. It should. Taking a deep shot. Capers in coverage. He's going to take away the football. That is absolutely going to be the game, and Capers has good speed. This could be the house call. Capers to the sideline, outrunning the O-line. It's a pick six to end it. It's over. Hakeem Capers, former five-star recruit, brings it all the way back to make this 17-0 pending the point after. That's the game. Good try, Miami, but not good enough. We, for the first time in the Bill Belichick era, there he is, are ACC champions. Mario Cristobal, there he is. Looks a lot like Bill Belichick all of a sudden. We're ACC champions. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm too distracted the fact that they're twins. ACC champions, that will secure a first-round bye for us in the college football playoff. Or actually, did they change the rules in effect for 2025 to where it's just seeding now? I think that was voted on in the summer, or late spring. Things actually may have changed, so ignore what I just said. We may not have secured a first-round bye, but we have secured a spot in the college football playoff. There is that. James Manningham picks Nebraska. Quarterback will, again, probably come via the portal. Sammy Toll, Mike linebacker from Brooklyn, New York, the five-star, picks the Tar Heels. And, I mean, that's right there with him, three-star right tackle. Your Heisman winner is Oklahoma quarterback Damon Williams. Had a pretty insane season, almost 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns. I don't know if that's total or passing, but I do know that's a pretty insane season one way or another. There are very few quarterbacks, or I will just say players in college football history, that have combined for 50 total touchdowns in the same season, especially in a power conference. Tim Tebow, I think, may have done it, or I think he did do it. Cam Newton may have. Not sure about that one, though. Early National Signing Day has given us the 9th overall class. 6 5-stars, 5 4-stars, and 2 3-stars. And I think, do we have more 5-stars on the way? I feel like we do. Maybe, well, at least one, right? If Neighbors is actually going to be a tough one to get. Obviously want to leave those points on for now. That one's a 50-50 at absolute best. So we might be done for 5-stars, but some 4-stars still on the table. Gator, probably not going to get any flips. All right, we're going to be playing in the Fiesta Bowl against USF. This should almost be guaranteed our first college football playoff win of the Belichick era, but USF went 12-2. I'm not sure that they're going to be trifled with. They just beat Alabama. What am I even... You know what, to be fair, look into it. Alabama, for some reason, multiple times has struggled against USF in recent memory. So that's actually kind of funny. Ohio State does beat Miami, but this is not a cupcake college football playoff at this point. Yes, we do get UCF or USF. It's absolutely the best draw because the alternatives from just the entire first round winners were Oregon, Texas, or Ohio State. And the teams that got first round byes were, of course, us, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Notre Dame. Those are not great draws for us. So we did get the best one by far. But the fact that USF just beat Bama in Sim is heavily concerning for us. It just might be the right team at the right time. Also, both my coordinators left. How sick is that for the future? Mike Shanahan's here, though? What? Okay, there have been a lot of cool Fiesta Bowl matchups. They're a 66. What am I seeing right now? They beat Alabama 38-34. They went 12-2 at a 66 overall. What am I actually seeing? They beat Louisville 51-33. I mean, this is the best team of all time. They beat Tulane in the conference championship. They beat Alabama. What is this 66 overall monstrosity that I'm seeing? Dude, I'm actually scared right now. What are we? Is this the Monstars? Is that what we're playing? Did they suck all the power out of Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley? What is this team? I guess maybe that's not, I should pick football players, but remember Space Jam? Ever hear of it? All right, I don't know what we're in store for here, but I mean, there's just simply no way we can lose to this team. They are a 66 overall. Not a 76 even. Not an 86. Not a 96. They are a 66 overall. I didn't make that decision quickly at all. Like, I feel like this is playing an FCS level school. There's just no way they can be even close to us. And they forced a 3 and out. We did get the ball back instantly. I feel like it's only a matter of time. It is Heisman difficulty, but I'm still expecting that we're just going to be able to break one in a minute. Just be, you know, bigger, faster, stronger. But our offensive line is not, I guess, particularly developed at this point. And we're being bullied by USF. Can I just streak Childs and they just can't keep up? I don't even have time. It's intercepted. Okay. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm having a great time. And that's a touchdown. USF takes the lead. This is something else. Where do I go with the ball against this? This is like playing prime Alabama, and they just beat Alabama. I'll take 3. 4th and 5, USF is just going for it. I don't hate it at this part of the field, but it doesn't work out for them, thankfully. We needed to stop. Good run. Here we go. Touchdown, UNC. Davidson finds the end zone. That's great. Okay. I'm not even, like, excited. I'm just nervous now because we're playing. It's not even a Cinderella story. They're just a juggernaut the entire year for no reason. And they're actually good in the game somehow. There's the sack. USF calls a timeout. It's going to work more to our benefit than yours. Yeah, they can tie it, but we might have time to answer. I was about to ask how good the USF kicker can possibly be, but apparently he's unbelievable. There was never even a doubt that that was going in. 14 seconds. Clock is ticking. We actually have no timeouts. Let's get to the line, please. No timeouts. I've got to snap the ball and throw it to the end zone or kick a field goal. That's fine. We'll take 3. I wish Momo would have come down with that. I think that should be a touchdown. But it just didn't work out. Quarterback run. Gio Lopez back up the middle. Touchdown. All right, we're starting to pull away a little bit here. It took a minute, but we started to pull away. And we're going to get sacked. No, Lopez breaks the sack. We're running around. It's just going to be thrown away. It's chaos. That's got to be a pick. Oh, I thought he caught that. That's got to be the game. And that is the Fiesta Bowl. We have won our first college football playoff game in the Bill Belichick era. I thought it was going to come last year against Oregon, and I think you guys remember how that went. But a big-time win, 23-10 over USF. I don't know how they were even in that position in the first place. Childs has set the UNC single-season receiving yards record, by the way. He's had an incredible year. It's his first year starting, and he's won a college football playoff game. He set multiple UNC single-season records, and now he's going to be playing in a college football playoff semifinal game. Just one game away from a national championship. And we take on the Sooners. It is 12:17 in the morning, and OU still sucks. This is a game we can win. We also need to hire new coordinators. And Scott Frost is here. Let me get Scott Frost. UNC, Oklahoma. It's a fun matchup here. They're an 82 overall. Dude, this has got to be a win. They do have the Heisman winner at quarterback, though. That's the only thing that could throw a wrench into our plans. But this is a beatable team. If we can beat USF, I feel like we can beat anybody. We got a double team. It's kind of fun. Covering the post. They take a deep shot to the other side of the field. It's a touchdown. Oh, man. You could see he was just getting open over the top. You could see it happening. Sooners up early. But we are driving right back down the field with a real chance to answer. Let's find the end zone. Ooh, that was weird. Wide open over the middle. What are you doing? Looks like Danny Stutzman in coverage. Who drafted Danny Stutzman? I want to say the Saints did. But that also doesn't feel right. Davidson, touchdown. We're right back. Defense comes up clutch. Holds the Sooners right where they were. Okay, if you're going to rotate over, we're just going to throw the space where you left. Okay? That's free. Play better defense. Brent Venables washed. We're going to run. Gio Lopez does all he needed to do. But we know what he's capable of on the goal line, and it's bad things. The fumble against Clemson, I mean, I'm still thinking about it. Oh, jeez. Why? Who runs tosses on the goal line? I mean, I would yell about it in real life, but it works sometimes. 3rd and goal. Get the ball to Childs. Diving down to the 1. Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. We're stopped. Oh, God. Although, a lot has happened in Super Sim. We got a safety, and then Leacock caught a 50-yard touchdown pass. And we have the football back. Well, that is significantly better than being stopped at the 1. We got a safety and then a huge bomb. So going for it actually worked to our benefit there. We got not only the touchdown, but an extra 2 points from the safety. And that's just the old get stopped on purpose because you know your defensive line's better and play for 9 points instead of 7. I will say, it will be the craziest coaching call ever. But if you're down 10 late in the game, what's the better move? Intentionally stop yourself on the 1? I know no coach would ever do this. Good drop. Intentionally stop yourself on the 1 if you're on the goal line so you can play for the safety and force the punt. Or try to score the touchdown so that you can try for an onside kick. I know that's insane to say out loud, but essentially you're playing for, okay, what's the higher percentage play? That we can get a safety from the 1 or recover an onside kick. Both are low percentage, especially considering like the quarterback can just QB sneak. I don't know. I like you absolutely take the points when you can get them. You don't play for a touchdown later if you can get a touchdown now. We're going to take a deep shot. How about a touchdown now? Leacock again. Another bomb. Touchdown. Another TD for Gideon. Yeah, this thing's got to be over. OU's getting blown out so bad I thought it was LSU for a minute. Or Texas. Hook 'em. Taking a deep shot. Cooley jumps in front. Intercepted. And that should do it. We have won the Cotton Bowl 31-14 over the Sooners. Huge win to propel our team to a national championship. We took down the Heisman winning quarterback, Gio Lopez. Really, really nice game. Gideon Davidson did enough. 2 touchdowns, some short yardage opportunities. Gio Lopez has broken the single-season passing yards record here at UNC, and we'll get another game to add on to that. And we have won a college football playoff semifinal game. National championship on the way. See if we can hire new coordinators as well. Made an offer to Scott Frost. It's a pretty good offensive coordinator to add into the mix, as DeMarcus Cooley won Defensive Player of the Week with that game-clinching interception, even though the game was over. Nathan Leacock had a huge game. Just a huge Leacock. I mean, 2 touchdowns, 148 yards. No! All right, I got to put that aside. We're here for one reason and one reason only. Win a national championship. Scott Frost is joining the team. And this DC didn't have any offers from anyone, but had elite recruiter. Manny Rojas joins the team as well. See, 14-1 UNC Tar Heels against the 12-3 Texas Longhorns, playing for it all. Here we go. They are 94 overall with a 96 defense. To me, that would be a 95 overall, but it isn't. It's still way better than we are, and way better than any team we've played. That might be the highest overall team in the game right now. My first national championship of college football 26. Steve Sarkisian is no longer at Texas, by the way. That can happen. They take jobs in the NFL, they get fired, they go other places. That happens in college football 26. Yeah, obviously a lot more than it did in 25, but you have real coaches now. Sark is gone. Texas is playing for a natty. I wonder what the storyline is there. Did he go to the NFL? I don't know, because they've been pretty successful. But we are playing at the Caesars Superdome. Unfortunately, Texas has not had great luck in this building. They lost to Washington. I remember so well because I was there. Not great in the college football playoff semifinal 2 years ago. Arch Manning's transferred away. So have a lot of players. But the Longhorns have still managed to be fantastic. And they're getting sacked. Let's go. Good start for the defense. Force them back a yard out of it at this point. It's just good coverage, but it opens up something else. Catch is made over the middle, but it is 3rd and 1, even after a 16-yard gain. We pretty much have safeties playing linebacker. CJ Baxter just has too much speed. I felt like he was constantly going to cut that back up, but just kept running to the sideline and nearly found the end zone. Texas almost certainly will find the end zone here. We need Ha to make a stop, and he will. Cedric. CJ Baxter dropped for a short loss. Ziegler is a 95 overall. It is read option, and it's a touchdown for Texas. You hear that cannon here. Texas with the score, and they have the first lead of this national championship. We need to battle back, and this is a great first drive. Already down into the red zone. I'm throwing that. High point. It's caught by Childs, and the touchdown machine just keeps on scoring. What a season for the true sophomore. He's been an incredible get for us. You know, a 5-star receiver that I wasn't even sure was going to end up committing to us. Well, clearly he made the right decision with the way that he's playing here. Maybe he'd be doing this anywhere, but maybe not. Just a high point to our 6'5" monster. And that's an easy touchdown. Pitch and catch. Patterson living in the backfield but can't make the play. Thankfully, Tyree's there to clean up and take out. I'm not going to say take out the trash. That's just not right. But make a tackle on an unbelievably talented player coming back from a major injury. Former at least super high 4-star, if not 5-star running back recruit, depending on where you looked, out of Edgewater, Florida. CJ Baxter. 4th and 2. Speed option. Pitch to Baxter. We're all over it. Nowhere to go for CJ. Big stop for the defense. And we allow a touchdown. Well, Would have liked an offensive moment to go do something. And they get the ball to Childs. He's open. He makes the catch, and he's got pretty good speed and agility for his size, over 200 pounds. He looks like he's 5'10", 180. They're not covering Childs. I mean, they're screwed here. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but you should have thought of that. It's a touchdown, Childs. Making the Texas defense his children. He just sunned them all. David Childs, what a talent, but also easier when you're not covered. They tried to rotate, a guy over post-snap, but it's too late. He's too fast. 14-14 into the second half. Defense needs help. Our defense, I think, has actually played pretty well this game. Only 14 points on a really, really talented Texas offense have been allowed. So we've been playing really, really well. Just got to keep it up. Outside receiver in motion. It's going to be a fake to him, and then it's a handoff, and we are all over it. Big stop on third down. Texas will settle for 3. Chip shot field goal. Very makeable. Going to be 17-14 Texas. And we're just going to need a touchdown. Got to take the lead. It didn't happen. Okay, cool. Big stop on third down. Defense coming up clutch, but again, our defense needs help. Interception for the Longhorns, and I mean, our defense, they just have such a tough task. The offense needs to help them out a little bit. Points, something. Kelsey trying to take off. Not really much place to go. Gain of 2. That's going to be a touchdown, Texas. I mean, there was just no way we were getting to that. That honestly might do it. 69-yard rush by Gio Lopez is going to help, though. Down by 10. Still all 3 timeouts. It's doable. But we need to score, now. And that really had the makings of a touchdown, but somehow we couldn't find the space. Throw the ball to Childs. He makes the catch. He's fighting. We've got to take 3, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's 4th and goal. It makes it a touchdown game. Our defense has played pretty well. I think we just got to play to make it a touchdown game. I don't know. I don't love the decision, but I think it was one we had to make. 3rd and 6. If you're Texas here, are you playing for the first? They should be, obviously, but I wonder if they try to take away our final timeout. They will throw, and that can't be caught. We save a timeout. Texas will punt, and we need a touchdown to tie the game. Or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win it. And that might be the decision I ultimately end up deciding on, provided we score the touchdown in the first place. It's a tough call. I mean, our defense has played well the entire game. But at the same time, it's a really good Texas team. I wonder if it's not just smarter to play for it. I know that's one play to decide a national championship. That's tough. If we don't get it, I look stupid. It's a risk that you run. Oh, I can't believe you went for 2. Gio Lopez will run into a sack with 2 minutes to go. There was space. We just couldn't get to it. I don't remember choosing a play, but here we are. 2 minutes to go. Leacock's got speed. We're taking the chance. Leacock makes the catch, breaks a tackle, and will score a touchdown to tie it here in the national championship. Oh my goodness, Leacock with a long Leacock touchdown. It's becoming a staple. He's got such phenomenal speed and the ability to make the catch there and still break a tackle, find the end zone. Incredible stuff. Of course, we have to play for the tie. And then with all this time left on the clock, we don't want Texas to think they need points. We want them to play conservatively, maybe play for OT. And CJ Baxter is just a menace. This is big. A lot of gameplay in this rebuild. Let me know if you guys like that down in the comment section below. I know my gameplay is not always phenomenal. As Texas wins the toss, they're surely going to defend. It's exactly what they do. Let's score a touchdown. There are fewer and fewer. Quick throw to Hitchcock! He makes the catch down at the 1. And I'll tell you what we're not doing is running QB sneak. Gideon Davidson You got to get into the end zone. It's exactly what he does. Spinning and winning. Not sudden death, though. We need to stop. Texas needs a touchdown and an extra point to tie, or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win. If they tie, we're going to double overtime, in which case you would need to go for 2 upon scoring a touchdown. But 1 stop here, and we are national champions. That's as simple as it gets. 1 stop, and this game is over. Quarterback going down, yes! Only a loss of 3, but that's a huge play for the defense. Was that Tyree who got there? Texas going 5 wide. Get back, get back, get back, get back. It is 4-down territory, but we don't want to allow a touchdown on 1 play. Don't give them space. Throw over the middle. It's over the head of the inside receiver. I don't know if that's a tight end or not. I think it may have been. 3rd and 13. We can pass commit every play here. We know what they want to do. Shot to the end zone. Edmond in coverage. Nearly gets mossed. Got out of position somehow. And that could have been Texas tying the game or winning the game. 4th and 13. Game on the line. National championship to UNC if Texas can't find 13 or more. It's a shot to the end zone. Just knock it down. That's exactly what we do. The Tar Heels are national champions of college football. Bill Belichick, there he is, baby. A national champion within 3 seasons of becoming the UNC football head coach. There's Arch Manning. That's Quinn Ewers, maybe closer. And Steve Sarkisian. Not Sarkisian, that's Steve Sarkisian. He looked like he could have been of, and I don't want to guess, but maybe Korean descent. I guess I'm guessing. I think Sarkisian is an Armenian name, which that is Asia, right? So David Childs is your player of the game. He's a beast. Gio Lopez is a national champion. Let's get another year. Let's see what this team can do in year 4, but consider them officially rebuilt. The Bill Belichick rebuild is an overwhelming success as we are national champions of college football. And David Childs is no child. He is a full-grown man, 2 touchdowns to win us a ring. Isn't that a beauty to add to the trophy case? Even though this is a work-in-progress build and it will all be reset when the actual game comes out. Right? This is not the actual game. If you don't know how it works, this is not it. This is a completely separate download. Maybe I'm pulling back the curtain there too much, but this is actually just not the final game. So, it's going to be close. Probably indistinguishable. Sure, there will be small differences. I'll tell you one. I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. Is there was a different archetype for edge rushers that I got removed from the game in a way. There was the freak athlete. And my feedback was, hey, these are not freak athletes. They're strong. They all have 70 speed. Not really what I would consider a freak athlete. They've been changed to pure power. So, I got some pull around here. They still exist, but they're just a different name now. And freak athlete no longer exists. Power rusher is maybe what you want. Speed rusher. I haven't really seen many speed rush ends, so I'm not really sure what the meta is going to be off the edge. But last year was getting guys that had quick jump. This year, I don't even know if that's going to be possible. Check out players leaving. A couple that want to get drafted. Jaden Patterson. Nathan Leacock has no chance to come back as a 2nd-round pick. He's gone. But Jaden Patterson could be good to keep around. Nope, he's gone. Gideon Davidson cannot be persuaded. No chance. You want to be a 6th-round pick? How is that none? Dude, this is crazy. Chasen Johnson. Nope. Man, medium chance is like no chance. And I have receivers that want to transfer due to playing time. Did I know that was his main deal breaker? He's decided to stay, so I'll take that. Did I know this was his main deal breaker? I mean, I don't know where they would have seen the field, I guess, but it would have been nice to keep 2 5-star receivers. We do bring one back. Dude, I cannot lose more defensive tackles. Deron West needs to stay. Okay. But we're losing, a lot. Again. Love it. This is just crazy for Gideon Davidson, dude. It's his lifelong dream to leave school as a sophomore to go late on day 3. It's all he could think about growing up. He's like, I hope I can stay the minimum years in college and go compete for a roster spot at best case scenario. Oh my God. Ooh. Things don't look great for Babers there. We'll see what offseason recruiting looks like. Maybe we can get back in. Got 50 skill points that I'm not going to use just yet. Hopefully some good portal options available. And there are, especially off the edge. Aiden Lowe is a transfer junior in a good position there. Kevin Wynn, thank you, a defensive tackle. Our offense is going to continue to get even better. Or our defense, if you can believe it. Oh, man. We desperately need these defensive tackles. Ooh. This is a really high-rated player. Frank Gallo, we actually recruited and then took him off the board. I don't think he was anything special, but he's already in the portal. These are the draft results. Congrats to Gideon Davidson on realizing his lifelong dream of being a 6th-round pick. Enjoy leaving early. Outside of that, Dolph Ziggler was a 1st-round pick. Jordan Shipp and Nathan Leacock both went in round 2, but we have receivers waiting. We've got safeties ready to go, even though we just lost 3 really good ones and a good corner. We've got reinforcements on the way. Now, I didn't upgrade running back enough, probably. I just didn't think Gideon Davidson was going to leave. So there weren't like long-term plans in place to solidify that position more. And I'll be honest, the level of talent in the prospect list in the recruiting class just wasn't good at running back really any of the years that we've done so far. So there's only so much you can do. Michael Van Buren picks Alabama over UNC. That's okay. We're just going to stick with Gio Lopez. I never even considered another quarterback, so that's perfectly fine. We have landed another 4-star receiver, Dante Gator, and another one, Chad Jurovich. Kevin Wynn is a defensive tackle. We needed that. We're really hitting the portal pretty hard. Charles Lester joins. We needed corner. We needed kicker and punter for the future as well. Levon Johnson's a big one. Defensive tackle has absolutely been upgraded for right now, and that was super important because we did not do that well overall in this like off-season transfer portal time recruiting. Went okay, and the results should say that we have another top class here on National Signing Day. It is the #1 class in the nation. 27 signed, 6 5-stars, 11 4-stars, and 10 3-stars. I think the portal is going to be incredibly valuable in College Football 26. I really can't say that enough. As Dion Babers picked Tulane, but we had so much at defensive tackle and defensive end anyway. He's 252 be light for a D tackle, but I don't really know that we needed him. I say only D tackle because he's pure power, right? And we kind of already have a player just like that. So it's like somebody would maybe be moving from edge to defensive tackle. We signed 4 edge rushers in this class. Not really a need for another. Gio Lopez is up to a 90, and this is even before the actual offseason upgrades. Hakeem Capers is such a team player, didn't decide to declare for the draft. Unless, is he going into his true junior year? I think he was... Was he in the first class? Okay, so he's a true junior now. It's already transitioned. That's why I thought, but then I got confused, and then whatever. We have a pretty good team, and the offseason upgrades is going to make it look even better. Running back, though, does suck. And receiver isn't amazing. I mean, Bowen's not even here anymore. Did he transfer away? I don't remember seeing that. But he's definitely not here. Ooh, I mean, the linebacker class is crazy. Kiki Craycraft is an 81. Adrian Kowalski with platinum blow-up and star dev trait. We have elite for Craycraft, but he's a 79. Middle linebacker, Sammy Tola, star dev. He's a 77. Like, we just brought in an unbelievable linebacker class. Dante Cave has elite dev. I don't know what to do here. I feel like some of these guys should end up moving positions. Like, Dante Cave has 81 finesse moves. He could very feasibly work off the edge here, and he has pure power if we remove him to edge rusher, which he would lose his physical ability of blow up. That's not really a deal breaker for me, but I feel like the pure power edge rush type doesn't really get any good abilities. Kind of a thought I have. Nothing crazy. Like, I don't even know if quick jump exists anymore. The edge rushers we brought in were pretty nice as well. So, I think, does Clyde Tyree stay there? I think he probably does. We've upgraded so much at defensive tackle that there's not really a need to move him. I think the team's honestly, like, fine. We've got a lot of depth. A lot of these guys are going to get cut. Ooh, one of our transfers has upgraded his dev trait randomly in the offseason. Love to see that. Training results should be huge here because we've unlocked a lot of things that give us big boosts. And Hakeem Capers, as a true junior, is a 98 overall, getting a +8. I mean, he looks absolutely insane. And that elite dev might really be doing a lot this year. Or maybe it's just him. 93 man. His own coverage is still bad. But everything else is incredibly good, I would say, for the most part. And he's a bump and run type player. So you'd think, okay, better in man than zone. You can live with that as Gio Lopez goes up to a 93. Kentrell Trueblood is up to an 86 with a +9 as a true freshman. Or as a redshirt freshman, excuse me. So he's looking awesome. Running back isn't great, but it could be worse. Receiver, David Childs now has platinum downhill. You can see what's actually been upgraded, which is a nice quality of life change this year. Like, really it is. I keep saying quality of life, and people have been kind of on me for that. Oh, this is just a quality of life year. I think it is. I think that can be a good thing. And it's just nicer to have these things than not, you know? You don't realize just how much better it can be until it's actually implemented sometimes. Manny Sullivan looks just okay. Clyde Tyree's up to an 89. I think that's probably about as good as he can be. D-tackle looks awesome now. It was a huge, huge pain point for me, but now it's actually really good. They're all seniors, though, but this is probably going into about the final year, so this is a good time to have it. Sione Ha is up to an 86 overall. Moved him to middle linebacker. Corner looks awesome. Safety is going to be more than good enough. This is a really quality team. My freshman kicker is actually a 77 overall, by the way. This redshirt senior can go. And the punter's even better at a 79. The freshmen are incredible. I mean, this includes redshirt freshmen, unfortunately, but I mean, check out the overalls in some of these guys. It's a lot of high 70s. Which is really, really nice. And even an 81. We are up to a 91 overall. David Childs, I think, honestly, could compete to win the Heisman this year. I think he could be that productive. Like, look at Craycraft here. I'm going to start him, actually, off the edge as a rush left end. Iki Craycraft, 6'4", 221, 80 power moves, 84 finesse moves, 84 block shed. He's really good in zone coverage. He is an absolute freak. Kiki Craycraft is an unbelievable player. And that's going to open up a spot at rush defensive tackle for the 311-pound Clyde Tyree. Like, these are good defensive tackles, but they're not really rush players to the, like, level of Clyde Tyree. 93 block shed for Kevin Wynn, though. He does have 90 power moves. And really high block shed. Maybe I put him there. I mean, Dante Cave also looks incredible, but I think there's a real chance... And he looks great too. I think there's a real chance that we start the freshman and just see what happens. I feel like, yeah, Craycraft is unreal. Kowalski looks good too. And some of these they're playing up because of bonuses. Kowalski's got 87 finesse moves. Yeah, I don't even know if we can make a wrong decision at rush defensive end. I mean, Amaris Williams does have 99 power moves. Maybe we just try him there. Our defense is insane. So, again, I don't think we can make a wrong decision. We're a 91 overall with a 96 defense. This team should be incredible. Recruiting, we can basically go on autopilot, just try to get some 5 stars for the future. But man, we are ready to go. A bunch of good 5 stars here. We got C. Lockett, Ramsor, G. Connor, Agay, an Angel. And Gio Lopez actually is the '1 in the preseason Heisman watch so far, so that's pretty cool. There look to be some insane players in this class. Mr. Two First Names, Dennis Daniels, 6'4", 260 with 86 speed. He can block a little bit. I mean, he looks incredible. #1 tight end in the class for a reason, or something else. I mean, he's an athlete at 6'4", 258. You probably think outside linebacker, right? Or defensive end. Defensive end really is what we're talking about. So I guess he could be a big outside linebacker. It's heavy. It's like Anthony Barr territory when he was coming out of UCLA. Eric Andre, man, what a crazy show he has. I'd love to add that energy to my defense. Got a good old rivalry here. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is, North Carolina versus South Carolina. You know, like there's good old-fashioned hate and the Red River rivalry and the backyard brawl. I don't know what North Carolina, South Carolina is. Feels like it would have a fun name. Feels like it would have more to it, but I mean, South Carolina football has been not really relevant a lot, at least in the SEC, and UNC football definitely has not been really that relevant. So it feels like it's not really that important of a rivalry. I don't know. Battle of the Carolinas. That's a fun name. I guess it's fitting. But some of the players in this class are incredible. Like Andy Lichtensteiger out of Katy, Texas is unreal because he's a pocket passer with a big arm, great accuracy, and then better speed than the dual threat guys. So he's just amazing. Like, look at these guys. There's a pocket passer, I guess, but dual threat, 82 speed. He's actually quite accurate with a good arm. He's awesome, but I don't think he's as good top to bottom as Anthony. Did I call him Andy? Whatever. And then David Angel, or Angel, is a monster, but he's being overshadowed by the other QBs. A good start, 5-star cornerback Matt Jean from Shelby, North Carolina, and joining him is 4-star running back Jeff Artmore. I think we may do one season after this, like developing the guys a little bit. So I think this might be the final year of recruiting, but we are in a great position if that's the case. I don't know who our quarterback's going to be in 2 years, but I do know he's going to have some pretty good targets. I was wishing Dennis Daniel would be one of them. Looks like he's probably headed to Florida. We might get Keenan Ezekiel, though. It's tough to know. There's another 5-star tackle, Keenan Ezekiel. But we do lose the tight end, Dennis Daniel, to the Gators, and quarterback Anthony Lichtensteiger to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Still a good quarterback or two out there as we improve to 5-0. Wake is actually 5-1. But I don't think they're going to pose much of a threat, and hopefully the Gators start losing because Dennis Daniel could flip. And there is the 5-star quarterback, Johnny Burns from Mississippi, committing to the Tar Heels. Locked out on a couple of other players, Artez Moore on there. And we are 6-0. Kennesaw State's 5-1. Congrats, they're playing cupcakes. I'm not moved. We will be undefeated after Kennesaw State, just like we were before. 4-star linebacker Bart Lampkin joins the class. I think you guys are pretty well versed on what's happening. We are 7-0. Number 3 in the nation, Duke, is top 14 at 6-2. And there's another 5-star, Alfonso Ramsauer, as well as 5-star receiver Armin Gay, as well as 4-star Mike linebacker David Papinga. Yeah, recruiting's going really well. We're on cruise control at this point. You win a national championship, things start to go your way. We are 8-0 and maybe about to go 9-0. 5-star cornerback David Carrizosa. I know you guys have seen recruiting up to this point, but it feels like, hey, what are we not going to show a 5-star? I don't know how we're locked out there, by the way. That feels insane. We've got a visit for him week 13 as well. How are we locked out? We are 10-0, though, and we're definitely not going to lose to Virginia unless we do. But, man, we got a week 13 visit, and LSU gets the nod in the recruiting battle over us. It's play style that hurt us. Our play style went down for him. We're going to get another linebacker anyway, but Eric Andre was the awesome one. 89 speed, 90 acceleration. I really haven't seen any linebackers in this game with 90 speed. They've nerfed the recruits quite a bit compared to last year, which maybe is the right move. It's not the fun move, but Eric Andres was pretty unreal looking. But linebacker's not a problem for us at all, so whatever. There's another 5-star linebacker anyway, so why not? Or why even be mad? 2 picks for Hakeem Capers. Yeah, he is a freak. Gio Lopez, he had a big day as well. For those who didn't do the math, that is 7 5-stars committed, 4 4-stars. We're basically locked into another top 3 class. And I'm just still not recruiting all that hard. I'm leaving a lot of points on the table because I don't want to supplement anymore. We don't need more 2 and 3. Not that I was recruiting 2 stars, but we don't need more 3 stars. As Andres picks Colorado. You can see our bar actually filled up more after the visit, but, you know, it's too little too late. I think once you're locked out, you've got no chance, clearly. As Hakeem Capers had another 2-interception week. This guy's unreal. We're going to take on Louisville in the ACC Championship. We're going to be playing in the CFP no matter what. We went undefeated, 12-0, and hopefully history does not repeat itself for Bill Belichick not being able to complete an undefeated season through the playoffs. 28 touchdowns to 2 picks for Gio Lopez. Jamal Rawlings had 16 touchdowns, and maybe I should have been showing the season stats more. That was a mistake for this video. It'll be fixed for the next one. Man, David Childs really did not perform a whole lot. I had him in the slot, and I guess that was just not the best spot for him. I thought would get targeted more. Happened way less. And Finau Tuitele ended up stealing all those targets. So might switch that around for the postseason. 20 TFLs for Kiki Craycraft as a true freshman. 12 sacks. 10 for Amaris Williams. 6 picks for Hakeem Capers, was double the next on the team. He's a 97 overall. I mean, this team is unbelievable. Also, I will say, Florida's pretty awful. Their championship contender is a C. If you look at the recruiting board here, Dennis Daniel values championship contender. He needs a B. Florida does not have a B. I'm thinking Dennis Daniel is about to flip and give us another freak 5-star into this already unbelievable class, as we'll look to beat Louisville in the ACC championship, taking home the championship in back-to-back years. I thought that was the other tight end. I thought he went somewhere else. It's a pretty good amount of XP. We are 13-0, the number 1 ranked team in the country, defending ACC champions, now back-to-back ACC champions. David Childs has set the career North Carolina receiving touchdowns record. He's back. He's better than ever. And we, of course, are once again, I don't know if you remember me saying it 7 times in a row now, but we are ACC champions. Dennis Daniel is now officially open for business. So I guess last year you would get outright flips where they would just straight commit to you. As Scott Frost, nice signing, won the Broyles Award. We might not get him anymore. As Keelan Russell wins the Heisman. Pretty good year for Keelan Russell. Hakeem Capers wins the Jim Thorpe Award for best DB in the nation. 6 interceptions, 40 tackles, 7 pass deflections. But we are going to add another 5-star now. Yeah, last year they would just outright flip. And I guess he's not doing that because his commitment is just open now. So I guess Clemson or Georgia will get a chance after the decommit. So it is cool that you actually saw that happen in real time. And like Florida, like they're not going to simulate well. They're not rated that highly. They play in the toughest conference in college football. In my opinion, that is the SEC. And if you disagree, you are wrong. I know there's a lot of Big Ten fans out there. Big Ten has some really good teams in it. It's a little top heavy. You could say that about the SEC, but there's more good teams. I think the SEC is number 1. 7 5-stars is about to turn into 8. What a class. I think I could probably end up, like, best case scenario with Elite Recruiter. I don't even have that right now. With Elite Recruiter, I could do double digits again, just like I did last year. But it's not really a big focus right now. We're focusing on winning another national championship, pulling off an undefeated season. And in order to do that, we're going to have to go through the Michigan Wolverines in the Orange Bowl. It's a tough draw. They're 11-3. They're a top 10 team. If we were to beat them, we would have to play potentially Texas again. That could be tough. But let's see what the bracket actually looks like. It would be the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma State, and then Miami, Texas, Ole Miss, and Georgia play in the bottom half of the bracket. Let's see if we can beat the nope, that's me, the Michigan Wolverines. That's a decent amount of XP, but nothing crazy. But we are 14-0. The reason I didn't jump into that game is you guys have seen the college football playoff at this point. As Gio Lopez breaks the career passing yards record. You want to see another national championship, and I want to win another national championship. And I also don't want the video to be 6 hours long. It's probably already over 3, right? Maybe. And it will be Oklahoma State. No, Scott Frost is actually sticking around. That's huge. And I'm actually curious. I'm going to turn on auto recruiting after this. I do want to see if they've made any improvements in that area. My guess is probably not. Can we beat Oklahoma State? They've got to be pretty not great. And just a team that wins because they play in the Big 12. We are 15-0. 1 win away from an undefeated season and a back-to-back national championship. So close, yet so far. 60 minutes to go. It might take me 60 minutes to get there. Jamal Rawlings went 15 for 125, 8 yards per carry. I almost thought this had touchdowns for a second. And we are back in the national championship, this time against Georgia. This is going to be a tough task. We have unlocked Program Builder. We have enough college football playoff wins. Georgia is trying to stop the undefeated season. This is not who you want to see in your way, because this is a really, really talented team. They're going to be at least low 90s, you'd have to assume. And this is a good team, but is it good enough to stay undefeated and beat Georgia? They are a 91 overall team, as are we. They're a little bit more well-rounded than we are. Our defense is way better, though. That may be the difference. Defense wins championships. Rain coming down here in the Natty. Don't like that. But maybe it works to our advantage. Our good defense can continue to play good defense. And USF continues to haunt us. We are in Tampa, playing at the USF home stadium, which is also home of the Tampa Bay Bucks, Raymond James Stadium, just off of Dale Mabry, for those familiar with the area. That's a bad first play. I got to get the ball to Childs. Is he just getting completely shut down? What is happening? He must have been getting just pushed to the sideline. He's having a real tough time beating press and getting open. This is where we just go, hey, pass protect for me. We're throwing a deep post. Whatever happens, happens. And I don't think good things are going to happen. Arm punt with a really good return. It's not great. And there is the turnover, like road dog type shoulder pads. And our defense needs help. Of course they do. We just put them in an impossible spot. They are unreal, though. Can they arise to the occasion? No. Screen! We're all over it. Sione Ha. And the ball's loose! I don't know if that's a legit fumble, but I'll take it. Our defense stepped up big time. That's going to stay a fumble. And the RPO, not successful. But it is still 0-0. We've just got to find a way to move the ball in this rain. That may be the biggest problem up to this point. Just quickly throw that. I had good intentions, but it's just not really all the way there. And once again, 3rd and long. I kind of just want to throw the worst pass you can possibly throw, which is a deep post. Gonna lob that in there, though, and that's going to be dropped by Corsack. I'm sick of you. That's got to be a sack. We're in there. Sione Ha continues a nice day. Got a tackle for loss. Now adds a sack. He's got, Heisman blow up. Heisman caliber moments of blowing up impact block attempts. Georgia does take the lead, though. Let's get a little bit of super sim action in here. See if we can jump in a big moment. There's the lead, 7-3. And hopefully we're able to build on that. There's a field goal to make it a touchdown game into the second half now. Just holding that lead, not doing anything too crazy. Our defense is playing well, but they've allowed some yardage here, and Georgia is in a position where they could tie the game here with a minute left. Quick throw to the flat. Looked like a double pass almost. Had to be a little bit worried about that. You know, the camera changed. He took a weird angle. Got a little bit afraid about that. 53 seconds. That's got to be intercepted. And who but Hakeem Capers? Game over. It's another national championship for the Tar Heels. Hakeem Capers is absolutely declaring for the draft. He'll be a first rounder. There's no question. Just an unbelievable talent. I wish we could keep him another year. He could stay, but he's not going to, and I don't blame him. If you're a junior that's going to be a first-round pick, just go to the draft. Now, that being said, if you were a redshirt sophomore projected to go in the 6th, probably stay and win another national championship, you idiot. Gio Lopez, what a career for us. Multiple-time national championship winner. Shout out to Alonzo Barnett that played over him. That was an interesting time. But our team just wasn't good enough to win at that point. Did we really win 10-3? Why did I feel like we scored again? I guess we didn't. I thought it was 17-3. I'm actually going to turn auto-recruiting off because I do want to, I think, look in the portal. But that is an undefeated season for Bill Belichick, and the first time in his career he managed to pull it off. No Eli Manning and the Giants in the way. And, I mean, we're about to lose some pretty good talent to the draft and to, I think, graduation at this point, as Sione Ha wins your Defensive Player of the Week. I love to see that. And Kevin Korsak, Offensive Player of the Week. Well, he redeemed himself with a lone touchdown, so shout out Kevin Korsak, who dropped the ball on 3rd down. I said, I'm done with you, and then he bounced back and had a big game. And we're going to hit the transfer portal a little bit, and then this next season is going to fly by. We're going to simulate straight to the ACC Championship, but not yet. Players leaving. Hakeem Capers, I can't even be mad. David Childs to be a 4th-round pick. That's a little perplexing. Clyde Tyree, Leo Carew, and Dante Gator. I'm going to even try on the guys with no persuasion chance, but maybe none is a lie. Doesn't appear to be. Clyde Tyree's not back. Leo Carew, not back. And Dante Gator, not back. Everyone said no. And there are a lot of good players graduating. Gio Lopez, Kevin Wynn, Amaris Williams. These were big-time portal pickups. But I think some of the outside linebackers probably are just going to move to edge. Some of those guys were so good in that role last year. It's time to make them full-time edge rushers. And with some of our freshman linebackers coming in, I think some of those guys could start and do a really good job. But let's first see what's available in the portal. I think we could add a corner. We absolutely could add a receiver. Never going to complain about a tackle. And then quarterback is absolutely under consideration. Jabari Pollard, I think, is back. He just transferred, and he's transferring again. No loyalty, man. Running back is not super talented here. Also, I don't want to turn on auto-recruiting and not get 5-star tight end Dennis Daniel after he decommitted from Florida. I don't even know why these guys had interest in us if they were going to lock us out immediately. What's the point of that? We are landing some 4-stars here. Tim Asiasi's a nice one. But we didn't get everybody. Did Jabari Pollard transfer from Notre Dame to Notre Dame? Am I remembering that correctly? Interesting choice. I mean, Ramsauer is really good. He's a 79 overall, but he's not going to start right away. Brian Boyd can get a boost, but what I'm thinking is move some of these outside linebackers to defensive end. Now, they might lose their abilities, which would suck, I guess, but does it make us better as a team, especially after they get upgraded? Yeah, it probably does. I think I'm just going to keep Craycraft where he is. I thought about it, but I just feel like some other players are better candidates to move down, and we'll see what the upgrades end up looking like, because that's going to be super important. But I think Brian Boyd could end up being a starter, and then Sims I'm going to move actually to left end. where I think Cave could be a starter there. We moved him over. I don't know who it's going to end up. I mean, I'm thinking Cave and Brian Boyd, but I mean, we'll see. It's hard to know what the upgrades are going to look like, and that's going to determine a lot. But other than that, I mean, the team looks like, as you remember it, Dennis Daniel is a freak. He can play outside linebacker. He can play tight end. He can play fullback. Got 86 speed. What are his rush moves? No way to know. Does he get any abilities at those positions? He does not. But he can just do everything. I would put him at defensive end, but I mean he's not going to get upgraded, so it would be a move for next year. Like, could he start at tight end right away? He probably could. Or Armin Gay moves to tight end from the athlete position. Receiver already looks good enough. And then Dennis Daniel goes to see what defensive end looks like. I like that. It's not going to factor in this year, but I do like the idea of setting up the team for the future. And he's got 86 speed, 77 finesse moves. His coverage is good enough. He can catch. He's just a monster type of a player. And then Kentrell Trueblood, I think, is a national championship caliber quarterback. He's got shifty. He's got pure runner, which is interesting, but he's also somewhat accurate. Somewhat, maybe, is a generous term, but I think he can get the job done. Bigsby with an upgraded dev trait. Don't mind that. And we'll see the training results for one final time as we try to repeat as national champions. Jamal Rawlings up to a 94. Kentrell Trueblood getting a lot of abilities. Platinum shifty, or excuse me, gold shifty, gold magician. He's got elite dev. His accuracy is more than serviceable, I would say, with his running ability. He would be a really fun quarterback to use. It's a shame we only have a short time here. But, yeah, this team looks phenomenal. It's a 99 rated defense, supposedly. And it's easy to see why. Corner is unreal. Linebacker is fantastic overall. Sione Ha is a monster. There's so many good players here. Craycraft is up to 90 speed. Didn't upgrade tackling or anything else, but he's just like, I'm the fastest player on the field. And that's pretty cool. Dante Cave is up 7 to an 88 off the edge. He is a monster over here as well. That was a right call. Brian Boyd got passed up by Rodney Mixon. Does have elite dev trait as a redshirt freshman, to be fair. Just caught me off guard. I mean, yeah, that totally makes sense. Safety is going to be more than good enough. Defensive tackle is going to be a little bit disappointing. But this team's going to be stacked. So you guys have seen the team. I'm excited to see what this team is actually capable of doing. And whether or not Kentrell Trueblood is truly going to be our franchise or program level quarterback of the future. His accuracy is uncapped. Like, he can continue to improve in that department. And his arm strength can improve. His IQ can improve. I mean, he is completely uncapped as a player. This is an elite level recruit. He's a redshirt sophomore. He is draft eligible, but you'd think he'd probably not declare at his current overall. We're going to simulate all the way to conference championship week, though, and see what this team looks like. Bowl games is fine. We'll be in a bowl game, guaranteed. 11-2. I feel like we had a better team this year, but I guess quarterback is a little bit different, as the Heisman winning quarterback had an unreal year. 50-plus touchdowns, almost 5,000 yards. We did have the offensive lineman of the year with the Remington Trophy, right? Wayne Yazzie. Huge. Or is it, maybe that's just center, because the Outland is for technically interior offensive linemen, or interior linemen, but that includes tackles with the definition. USF again? What? Remington, I think, is actually just best center. Yeah, it is. Confirmed. But I think maybe our quarterback held us back a little bit. Trueblood, I like his potential, but maybe he's just not ready to go yet. He is a 91 overall. He does look just fantastic, but maybe he's, close to a year away. Still went 11-2. Like, we're not going to be sad about that. if we check into the actual schedule here, we'll see who beat us. We went undefeated for a while. Miami close, and then Louisville close. So 2 teams that simulate really well, played Duke, and they played us really tight. But we are here in the college football playoff trying to win 3 national championships in a row. It is possible, although never been done, I'm pretty sure. At least not in the college football playoff era. I think Georgia was 2 out of 3. Bama, I think, was 2 out of 3. I don't think any team's won 3. You'll have to let me know down in the comments section below. I'm not thinking about it too deeply, but no first round bye for us, despite the fantastic season. We'll check out the season stats before jumping in. I mean, it was a good year for Kentrell Trueblood, but yeah, he just didn't pass the ball at the same level. 29 touchdowns, 9 interceptions is a big difference from the 2 interceptions we saw last year. He ran the ball, not as well as you'd want, but the running backs were awesome. Ryan Paul, Jamal Rawlings crushed it. Gerald Lockridge was our leading receiver. Kind of a surprise, but our top receivers left. So, I mean, somebody had to, right? And then defensively, the numbers are kind of all down. Kiki Craycraft just wasn't quite as good as he was last year. Did have 9.5 sacks, though. 8 for Adrian Kowalski. I think just a lot of guys playing off the edge. I don't even know that Craycraft was in like that full-time edge role, as J.R. Lacombo had 7 picks. 5 for Tim Asiasi. Nice transfer pickup. We do beat USF because, like, of course, USF should not continue to be here, as we'll take on the Fighting Irish. I don't know what USF has done to be a juggernaut in this game, and they actually played us really close, 42-35. How are they doing this? I'll never know. But we've got Notre Dame in the college football playoff semifinal. I do want to see auto recruiting. I guess I'll show that at the very end. But I'm trying to win a 3rd national championship. And in order to do that, we have to defeat Notre Dame. And it looks like it didn't happen. It looks like it didn't. 38-17. I think, is it a quarterback accuracy issue? That's really my best guess. I mean, sometimes you just lose, but we went undefeated last year with just a more accurate quarterback, despite, you know, other deficiencies. But what a year. We win 2 national championships in a row. We make a semifinal in the college football playoff. I thought for sure we were going to make, you know, another national championship. It just didn't quite happen for us this time around. But I am excited to see recruiting as we call it a video. I know this was a long one, but I think these single episode rebuilds are just going to be long. I do want to show you guys some gameplay. I do want to show you the players. But I don't know a way to do that in not a really long video. You see, like, our whole team is leaving. They all want more playing time. Well, guess what? Not all the freshmen can play. Wait your turn. Yeah, we definitely weren't able to keep everybody, including Dennis Daniel, who thinks he's blocked on the depth chart. And you know what? He is. So that's maybe why you wouldn't want to change positions to add more edge rushers for more depth or short term, because maybe it affects the long term. But guess what? I'm trying to win right now. Can't really worry about that as much. I am curious what the CPU was able to do here. Don't turn auto recruiting on. Look at the difference. 8 3-stars, a 4-star, and a 5-star. That is better than it was last year. But for a team that won back-to-back national championships, that's not good enough. I don't even see the 5-star. Eric Jolly, power rusher. They got him 40% scouted. A good use of points there. That's going to do it for the UNC Bill Belichick rebuild, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.